So we're here to talk about this most recent winter season, as we have been chit-chatting about. Um, and to me, it was a season of great highs and shocking lows. That's how I kind of view winter season. Not many
Mm.
shows. I feel like I watched far less shows, but not because like oh everything was bad. Just like it was just a season of like that's not for my taste. Like I'm not
Okay.
gonna watch this, not gonna watch that. And the shows that I were watching were really good, and some kind of dropped off.
Yeah.
Shield Hero, I'm looking at you.
Wait till we get to that.
Yeah, well, wait, yeah, I want to wait for that one, but yeah, it was I don't know where to start since I think we should start small.
Oh, you want to
Um,
start with Kaguya?
Kaguya, yeah,
Ooh,
yeah,
that's
let's start
small?
with Kaguya.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
All
Um,
right.
I,
So, the overwhelming power of Chica.
Chica, the greatest,
the
greatest,
greatest girl.
the greatest girl of them all.
I just think it's amazing that they did this incredible, like, awesome animated rotoscoped ED that only appears once. Like, that is awesome. I like as an animation team to be like, do you know what? We are going to put our all into doing this like ED that you're only going to see for one episode. That's it, and it just exploded. Kaguya is amazing. Kaguya is like one of my favorites this season. I,
Mhm.
I I'm constantly looking forward to the next Kaguya episode. I just think it brings so much to the table. It's genuinely funny, makes me laugh out loud every time.
Same.
The dick jokes, the wiener joke episode is just I felt like a child. I felt like Kaguya, but I found it so funny, like proper buckling to myself. And it's such a testimony to a good comedy that can really make you laugh. Because I think comedy anime or anime gets labeled comedy in inverted commas all the time. Oh, this is a funny show, blah blah blah. But how many anime actually makes you physically laugh? And there's something really cool about that with Kaguya-sama.
That's to me. I think because I'm not a big comedy guy. Like that's not usually my genre.
Mhm.
Um, but I like fell head over heels for this thing. I think it was the I don't say randomness because that makes it sound like LOL so random, and it's not that. It's just like their willingness to be like, this episode we're gonna throw this at the wall, and maybe it sticks, maybe it doesn't. Usually
Yeah.
stuck, but yeah, like the stuff like the Chica dance that comes right the hell out of nowhere. The I'm trying to think what like like I think it's like episode 10 when suddenly there's like a through line between all three stories as opposed to like the three stories being totally
Yeah.
separate.
Right.
And like it was shockingly sweet. Like I was surprised by how many times Kaguya actually got me to laugh and then like immediately after be like, "Aw." Like it
Yeah,
was
totally.
yeah, it was especially episode 10. I'm pretty sure it's episode 10 where like she's sick.
Oh my
Oh,
god, that was
yeah.
so good. Everything
was-
about that was so good.
It's
Um,
like just
I,
such a good
I got told by a manga reader that like when Kaguya first began as a manga, like it didn't have like so you can see this in the opening episodes when you compare them to others, but it didn't have kind of direction, so it almost felt like little one shots pieces, and then the mangaka was like, okay, I want to make this into a real thing, and so then that's when you can see it kind of becomes a full series. When I think it happens in the anime round about the French episodes when everyone speaks French, like that's when it begins to become this kind of coherent series rather than like loads of one shots, which totally
yeah.
benefits from the
I saw
from the
Ku's
anime.
hand for like a second, and I need you to know that it really scared me.
Yeah, that was a pretty creepy
There he
moment for
is.
me too.
It was like, whoa, hand. But yeah, Ku's here. We're talking about Kaguya.
Yeah, cool.
What up, guys? Yeah, Kaguya's fun. Sorry, continue.
Yeah.
Sloan, what about you? Have you enjoyed it?
Um,
Oh, no.
I watched
Sloan,
one
Sloan's
episode.
muted.
Oh, someone's muted. Oh,
Yeah.
Ku,
Have
what did
you
you
only
think
watched
of
one
Kaguya?
episode, Kurt?
I watched one episode and I really enjoyed it.
Oh, good.
Probably got to binge the rest once it's done airing, along with Sword Art
Yeah, probably a
Online.
good idea.
I feel like it's a good, probably. I don't know. Because I feel like it'd be a good binge show, but at the same time, like the fact that it's like 3 stories per ep, like I don't know if maybe that'll be like, if that'll take you out of it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Although I do think because it does become so sweet and you do really root for like Kaguya and Shirogane, like you do really root for them. I want them. I want something to happen. And I'm excited for like the finale tomorrow. No, today is Thursday. I'm excited for the finale on Saturday. I think it will be really good. And I just think it's so well animated, and the team have done the best with like what they've got. And I think it's one of those examples where you can go, the manga was like good, but WoW is the anime like a kind of really better example. Like it just elevates itself, which I think is awesome when a anime can do that from the manga.
Yeah, I feel like we've had. It's funny because like when we're talking about like, oh, the anime like is just as good as the manga, because I was like, I'm thinking of a certain somebody's video.
Yeah, no,
Right
no, no.
away.
That's what I mean. That's what I
Yeah.
mean. So when anime is better than its manga, which I think Kaguya is, with another certain one, there's there's debate in that.
I am
there's-
so glad that I only read like, because I think we talked about this. I only read up
Yeah.
until like the moment. You know what? We'll save it for
Yeah,
save it for
yeah,
later.
Yeah. Save it for the end. Save it for the
yeah.
end. But Kaguya, I think we're all fans of it in
Yeah.
in this chat.
I think so. I'm gonna. What other shows came out? Like we'll start kind of smaller and we'll work our way up to the bigger shows.
My
I'm gonna hop
roommate is a
over to mine.
cat. My roommate is a cat. My roommate is a goddamn cat.
It's a goddamn-
Was the biggest surprise of the whole series season for me. Oh my god, it is so sweet. It's not the best animated thing in the world. Like its animation is probably average. I mean, it's not as bad as like Real Girl, which also came out this season. We compare those two, but like My Roommate is a Cat had such a beautiful narrative like through line throughout it, where it just warmed my heart every week, and I just love that damn little cat. I love it a lot.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not usually like a cat person. Like I like cats, but like I'm more of a dog person.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a dog. I'm the same. I
Yeah.
love my dog, but
For some
oh,
reason,
God.
yeah, something about that cat. I was like, I'm in.
Oh, but
I'm
Hannah,
sold.
like she's just so cute, and how they came together and their relationship. And I don't feel like enough people watch My Roommate as a Cat, because you can just pass it by as a normal slice of life.
Yeah.
But as like a slice of life show, it did what it wanted to do really well. By a studio, I don't really know that well either. Like Zero G did it, and I have no idea who they are. I can't really think of any Zero G.
believe Zero
shows.
G did probably one of my favorite comedies, which is Grand Blue.
Oh really?
Yeah, they did Grand
Oh
Blue.
yeah.
Oh
yes,
and they
they did.
also did
So-
Dive.
Oh.
So
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you had some
Mm,
misses then.
yeah,
Had some misses.
hits and misses, hits and misses. Yeah, I don't know. I did put this one on hold, so I didn't finish it.
Yeah.
But I was, because I knew like if I ever have like a day where I'm in a horrible mood, I know exactly what show that I'm watching, because it's such
no,
like a
absolutely, and it was
heartwarming,
just-
yeah, like really
just
really
warm your
sweet
heart.
show. Oh boy, look who's here!
Totally a surprise.
I see you, Tony. Tony,
You don't see me.
I
You
see
don't see me.
you. Don't. I don't see you. You're like John Cena.
You can't see me.
There you go. How you doing, Tony?
I'm tired.
How are you?
It's
Oh.
6 in the morning. Man.
Tony, what are you doing awake?
Well, I have to wake up. I have to wake up early anyway. I have a shoot to go to at 8. So
Oh,
hey, since I'm up, might as well, right?
Tony's
Talk
here.
about anime.
Yeah, we are talking about anime. So you are. Did you see either My Roommate is a Cat or Kaguya this season?
No, but I did see Isla McTeer. Does that count?
That's fair. You can live vicariously through our videos. That's
Yeah,
how.
There you
live vicariously through them.
Yeah, exactly.
To be, I mean, it's been kind of busy. I'm not gonna
You
lie.
have
So
been a busy bee. This is true.
I've been everywhere and anywhere. I feel like the Donald Glover of Guam right now. So
The Donald Glover of Guam.
just like he
That
does
does feel
music, he
appropriate.
does
Yeah.
he does music, TV, movies, art. I mean, damn dog, what does he not do? But please tell me about these anime. I didn't mean to disrupt.
Oh, no worries. I think I feel like we've said everything we can about My Roommate is a Cat. Beyond, yeah, watch
Great
it.
show. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's
Yeah.
very adorable. It's like it's full of those heartwarming feels.
Yeah.
Is it as adorable as Nyankoi? Have any of you seen Nyankoi?
No, I
I
haven't.
have no.
I
So-
have seen
so-
that, and that is not adorable. Stop lying.
Don't you freaking lie, Koo. See, I knew you'd do this to me. I knew you'd
Thank
do
you for
this.
protecting all of us.
Don't
We've
trick
been-
them into watching ecchi, man. It's not cool.
Oh,
What are
cheeky
you
bugger.
What are you talking about? It's not even that bad of ecchi, dude.
It's not a bad ecchi, but it's not cute. You shouldn't conflate
It's
that with my roommate is a
adorable,
cat.
dude. It's adorable.
Speaking of
Well, I mean, I
ecchi,
don't know. Oh, go ahead.
Well, just speaking of ecchi, what about Domestic Girlfriend?
I was
Did
2
anybody watch
seconds
that?
away from saying the same thing.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I have not seen this because it seemed like very much not my thing.
I'm gonna throw my hands up and be like, it's my absolute guilty pleasure this season. I think it's wrong, right? Okay, I get it. Like there's many things. Like if anyone's seen Gigot's video on it,
Yeah.
everything that he says is true. It's spicy in a lot of ways. Apparently, the manga is more graphic than the anime. There's certain things that happen in the anime that if I read in the manga, I think I'd need to put the manga down for a little bit. There's so much happening in Domestic Girlfriend that like it just blows my mind that it's even an anime. But if you don't want to watch it, at least listen to the OP. The OP is like the best thing. It is so dramatic, and it's got like Rui playing the piano. It's awesome. It's a good OP, and the show itself is it's something else.
To me, I was like, this feels like the drama of Citrus with like
I watched all of Citrus too. God.
Citrus.
I feel like I punished myself in a lot of ways.
That's how I feel about some of the shows that I watch. Where I'm like, why am I doing this to myself?
Yeah.
Because JoJo, you need your daily dose of vitamin C.
That's well played. That is also why I watched We Love Rice. It's just because I was like, this is horrible, but like I need to finish it now that I've started. Exactly.
It was still one of your best reviews though.
It was because I had a special guest on that one.
Oh, who was it?
Oh yeah, some Loki dude. Not even worried about.
Sun Wukong. Yeah, okay, I remember.
So, before we move on with down the seasonal pipeline, I want to ask what donghua did we get in winter? Because I didn't see anything.
We got a couple of ones. One or two were actually good. Most of them were trash.
Oh.
There was a bunch of girly ones. We got Adorable Food Goddess, which is all about a woman who gets isekai'd back in time and cooks food, and it's kind of adorable. Really well animated.
Really well animated.
We got
Sometimes
Psychic
better than actual
Princess. Sorry, what?
It's better. Like some of the animation is like better than even anime movies. Sometimes, like with the way that they move all the food and stuff, it's unbelievable. It makes you hungry.
Yeah,
that's a high praise.
You should watch some of the scenes. Watch some of the scenes. They are like there's some certain scenes in Adorable Food Goddess that you're like, whoa, that's awesome. Like how do you animate? What?
How do you animate?
They don't do that bull crap where it's like less than a frame per second like anime cheats. Sometimes they went for the full 30 frames per second.
I hate when they cheat like that.
Yeah, but they get away with it. Oh, and we had a bunch of crap like Psychic Princess. We had 3 girly ones this season. Psychic Princess and The Demon Master Chases His Wife. Both of those.
What a title.
Both of those are ridiculous. Both of them
Did I watch that one?
isekais where girls get transported in time. I don't know why there were 3 of those this time.
Can
One of
I
them is
watch
about a
that
girl
one?
who can see ghosts and dresses up as a ninja, and the other one's just a crazy woman, an assassin sent back in time. It's really weird. It's a weird season of donghua.
Hey, Koo, can I watch The Demon Chases His Wife?
You can if you want.
I came back at a
so-
random part.
So is it every episode they're just basically running through a field and then something happens in the background and then
Are we talking about
they
Jotaro?
run away?
No.
No, we're talking about donghua.
No, we're talking about Sloan, the used to be female otaku. It was a really good show. I wish it lasted longer. The new season's been kind of wonky these past few days. She does like cosplay for some reason in each episode now. I was like, oh, that's not weird. I'm unsubscribing.
Oh my god.
Cool. And we're asking this might open this into an interesting conversation, so maybe I shouldn't. But did the Marks donghua is that this season?
That was this season. It ended a couple of weeks ago. It only had 7 episodes.
Interesting idea.
Yeah, they literally made an animation about Karl Marx, and it was propaganda as fuck.
Wait,
the ending
what?
song is a
Wait a
fucking
minute,
rap
what?
about Karl Marx.
Wait a
The
minute,
ending
wait a
song is all
minute.
like, Chase your dreams. That's very Makasu. Do 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 do. That's very Makasu. It's fucking
Time out.
wild.
Time out. There wasn't. This isn't a joke. There is an anime about Karl Marx.
There is an anime from China about Karl Marx. It's terribly animated. It skips over all the fun stuff. It's just weird.
Are people shipping Marx and
Yeah, people are shipping Marx and Engels because they keep looking at each other a lot more than he looks at his wife Jenny von Westphalen. It weird
I'm
series.
confused.
I want to see this.
Okay.
An anime
Go
about
check it
Karl
out.
Marx.
We'll translate it up on YouTube. It's called The Leader.
Dude, we need
Or
to
you
do
can
like
just
a
search Karl
sequel.
Marx anime and it will come up.
We need to do a sequel called Lenin X Stalin about the rise of the Bolsheviks. The rise of the Bolsheviks in Russia.
speaking
Oh my
of
God.
speaking of terrible things, I would like
Well
to.
done.
Oh, good.
No, I said well done. I said
well
well
done.
done for like,
I would like to transition into a little show that I feel like I don't know about Tony because Tony has been quite busy lately. But I feel like most of us have seen this, at least the first episode. W's,
Oh,
which
God.
turned out to be
I will never forget.
Handshakers 2.
I will never forget what I was. I will never forget. I will never forget the fact that I actually got tricked into watching Handshakers 2. I will never forget the fact that that happened to me.
That
like,
song is still in my head. Like that
Yeah.
song that they play the whole episode. Like I need to feel it. It's like
Yeah.
I hate this. I hate everything about this. Like
it was like someone's art kit had just exploded on the screen, and then they just decided to throw in a bunch of CG assets as well for good measure. Like it was an assault to my eyes, like a genuine assault. I can see the colors and I can see the weird character like designs and animation and how weird it felt against the backgrounds, and I can't believe I was tricked into watching Handshakers 2.
That's the thing that kills me. Like that they were like, nobody will watch this if we call it Handshakers 2.
Exactly.
But whoever it is, like for some reason Gohan's is so attached. Just make K. Just make K.
Oh,
Please.
Like
Gohan-
I was about to say, right?
love this IP.
Yeah.
They love this IP. They will not let it go. And do you know what? I half admire them for it. I half admire their ability to be like, I want to go out there and I want to make Handshakers too. Well done, you. But fuck you for tricking me.
Gohan to me has become now I can't remember his name. I don't want to say Tommy Wiseau because that's but like they have become the
Neil Breen. Neil Breen.
no, I'm thinking Johnny Depp played him in a Tim Burton movie. It's a real
Oh,
director,
Ed
though.
Wood.
Ed Wood. They become the Ed Wood of anime, where they like
Yeah.
their heart's really in it, and like you can
Yeah.
feel that their heart is in it. But my God, just a mess, an absolute mess. And I guess you could say the same thing about Tommy Wiseau. He cared about the room.
Well, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
I did not
don't
hit it.
think he cared about the room. I think he cared about making a crap movie and sleeping with all the women he hired.
I
Possibly.
also
Well, I
think he
think
really
he-
cared about trying to get an Oscar. I think he really wanted that.
Oh, boy.
I can't believe they didn't let him speak during the interview thing. That was
I
sad.
don't think they wanted to though. I think did they not try and push him off stage at one point?
Yeah,
Did they not
James
okay,
Franco
stop it now.
pushed him off away from the microphone because he was scared of what he might say.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like this is
I
what
would let
you're
him-
like Oscar.
Let
So-
the man speak. Let him speak. He got my blessing.
Sloan said
Whatever
that she had
Tommy
to go.
Wiseau says.
Sloan
Wait,
had to
Sloan had to
go,
leave.
so save everybody. Farewell.
Later,
So I
Sloan.
guess,
Bye, Sloan.
I guess because I was in the area, she's like, I can't be around this guy anymore.
Before we move on from W's, I do want to point out Scott, who also he's sadly at work right now, couldn't join us, but Scott pulled a Metal Gear on me and just shouted, "Handshakers! They played us like a damn fiddle." That's very true.
They so
for
did.
s-
I still,
for a
I still
second-
can't believe it.
For a second there, I thought you were gonna say that he was screaming your name, like
No.
Jojo, Jojo,
No.
Jojo.
That'd be really funny.
Dun, dun. I
I
would watch that.
would happily watch a Metal Gear anime with me
Yeah.
in it.
Why not?
Starring Ku.
Like anybody else have like rapid fire either anime or donghua you saw this season that you, like, although Ku did go over the bad ones, but just ones that you saw that you're like, ooh, wish I didn't.
There's
'Cause I have
tons of
one.
bad anime this season.
There
Tons
was,
of it.
yeah, just
Like,
rapid
like,
fire. Like,
yeah, there was a lot of us like watch all of them. So like, I mean, this is awful, and I'm not gonna recommend it to you. But like, if you're really into virtual YouTubers, you're gonna love it. And that is like, Virtual Sound Looking. It was the worst thing I think I've watched, but you know what? I'm very happy I did. It's about a bunch of virtual YouTubers who live in this virtual world. There's a horse, and the horse keeps flying into the wall because the nun keeps like pushing him into the wall. There's a
What the
peanut
hell?
that talks and it's wearing a nappy. There's a section called about a grandma, and the grandma gives you life advice. There is a section where like this little cat-eared girl teaches you like kind of PUBG and Fortnite and Splatoon and stuff. There is a section where this something about president where the president like gives you two options and then she always chooses the other option. It consistently does the same thing every episode, but I can't look away from it. I don't know why. But here I am.
Hold
For
on
some
to
reason,
that.
I've fallen down this
Yeah.
virtual YouTuber life, and I think it's the future, guys. I think it's the future.
hold on
know
to
what's
that. It's
funny
the same
about
thing.
that?
Comment. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
That was actually ripped off of a donghua from last season.
Are
No
you
way,
serious?
seriously.
As crazy as it is, yeah. I'll grab you a link too, just to prove
Yeah,
this
please.
shit, and we'll send it in the chat.
Yes,
But they
please.
have this show in China called Revdol or Revdol. And essentially what it is it's virtual idols fighting against evil. But the way they did it was every week people would like send in messages cheering them on. And depending on how many like messages the characters got, it would influence how the show turned out and how like strong they were in the episode. So yeah, I just sent you a link and they literally every week each one of the characters would go through all their messages and say thank you to fans, and then they'd have a little episode fighting enemies.
That's,
It was
What
crazy.
is
that's wild.
Ku, can I just ask an honest question?
Go
What
for
is
it.
with you and all of these Chinese anime?
He's
My channel now. I'm
That's his
Donghua
channel.
Reviews. I
He's-
review Donghua.
yeah, he's literally
Oh.
become Donghua Reviews.
Oh,
People
Well, I
kept
thought
making
when you
jokes
put
about
the
me
wo-
watching Chinese cartoons, so I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I will.
oh.
watch
See,
actual
when
Chinese
when I saw the word dong, I thought you reviewed something that wasn't appropriate for me to watch. But okay, now I can go check out your channel. Okay, cool. There you go.
Okay, it's okay, Tony. You can always check out my dong.
Wah.
Never change, Ku. I'm curious now.
I have one particular bad anime that
Okay, go for it.
that I have to talk about because I dropped it and I actually got people saying like I kind of wanted you to keep going.
That was me.
It was a show called Girly Air Force.
I didn't drop that. I've still got the last episode to watch.
Oh,
I've watched it.
I did not
So-
like this.
So is it exactly what the name implies?
It's the
Kind
worst
of.
thing.
It's how do I okay? It's like it's not even like that. I was gonna say the way I described it was like it's sort of like Token Rambu or Kankole, but like also Darling in the Franxx.
Yeah. Oh well, it tries to be Darling in the Franxx.
Yeah.
Like it tries to get you in immediately from its opening episode. It tries to like grab you like the first episode of Darling in the Franxx did,
Yeah.
and it does. It does a successful
And-
job of making you go, oh, okay, all right, maybe there's something here.
What
It feels
kills
so.
me is that like it's blatant. Like that they're like
Oh, yeah.
we liked Darling in the Franxx cuz like there's this pink-haired girl who's in this aircraft that only she can pilot.
Oh, that
And
sounds
she-
familiar.
And when she awakens from this thing, she sees she grabs the first boy, this black-haired kid, and kisses him when they first meet. And I was
Yeah.
like, gee, I even put it as like
That
the
doesn't
thumbnail.
look familiar.
Yeah, like I put it as a thumbnail. People are like, I honestly thought this was Darling in the Franxx. Like I was very confused. Like it's ridiculous, and it's just a weird show.
The least you could have done was like change your hair color. Like you
know,
could have
right?
gave us that. Like
No, it's
make her
pink.
blonde. No,
Well,
no,
it's-
it has
it's
to be pink.
like it's like strawberry blonde, but it's
don't
it's
don't
pink.
give it
And-
excuses. Don't give it
In the
excuses,
girl's defense,
Jojo.
though, in her defense, she's nothing like Zero Two. Whereas
No.
Zero Two was like top tier waifu material. Like she is bottom of the barrel. You know, she's like bargain bucket Zero Two. If like you've gone to the bottom of the bucket, and then you've had to
Oh.
scrape off the bottom. That's what she is. So she's
So
like, she's not worth the waifooing. But you know, what are you gonna do?
So basically,
Everyone's gonna watch anime.
she's a 99-cent version of Zero Two.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty
exactly.
much.
It's exactly what she is.
Yeah,
And there's
Good.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's all I have. Like, I thought, like, at first, I was like, maybe this could be cool. Like, aliens are attacking these, like, specific aircraft that can only be piloted by these girls because anime. Like, or the girls were the plane.
Kind of, but not really.
Yeah, like,
Kind
they are
of, because they can exist without their planes. So they're not transforming into the planes because the planes exist while they also exist.
Yeah.
But I don't think they can fly the plane. I don't think the plane can fly if they're not in it. Is the upshot.
So the guys are riding the girls who are riding the plane.
There's only one guy. So you know, there's your twist. There's only one guy.
One dude.
Now, do they put girls in like these really stupid, like sexual, awkward positions, like in Darling in the Franxx?
Hey, now that was art. This
and that was
is
art.
that was art.
Whoa, that's a reach, don't you think?
Hey, you were talking
Let's
to
put
two
them
people
on their knees.
You were talking to two people who adore Darling in the Franxx.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, my
Well,
darling.
except the ending. But you know what?
Except the ending, but like,
what
are you talking about?
Up to the last, like.
I was gonna say, what are you talking about? Isla, it's only 15 episodes long.
It's only 15 episodes long. It's a perfect 15 episodes, by the way. See if you just watch 15. It's great.
It's absolutely perfect. If you only watch up to episode 15 and
only
then
watch
stop.
episode 15.
Yeah.
After that, you know, we can take it or leave it. But probably leave it.
I'll be the guy that brings
Girly Air Force, not that great. Not that great animation. Not that great of a story. I have watched it to the end. Last episode came out today. I haven't seen it yet, but from watching the fight, the episode 11, it doesn't feel like it's going to answer even half the questions that are still left in the anime.
Yeah.
So, and it's probably not going to get a season 2. So let's leave that.
Season 2.
And before we move on to probably like some of the bigger shows, quick shout out to those 2 shows that I did not see, but I've heard things about. One of them is the Magnificent Kotobuki, which our buddy Tristan, Glass Reflection, did a video on. Hit or miss, I guess. And I guess they never miss, huh? And,
it's got a dodo. It's got a Captain Dodo. So it's worth watching just for that.
There you go. And then there's that creepy Doga Kobo show that makes me question why Doga.
Are we really giving a shout out to that one?
It's really not getting a shout out. It's just like I just want Doga Kobo to like really have a deep thought about maybe don't do this again.
But next season they've got an anime coming out about an 800-year-old fox. I mean, she's still a child, but she's 800 years old. So
every time anime says they're like 800, I could have a blindfold on and just like hear like the words like 800-year-old whatever, and I'll be like, it's a lolly, isn't it? Like like without even flinching. It's always a lolly. Like, and it's gross.
Dogakobo have gone down such a route, and like the last Dogakobo show, in fact that's a lie, because they did Anime a Yell, which was that cheerleading one, which was good, but the last like really good Dogakobo show was Tadakun wa Kobo Shanai, the Tada Never Falls in Love.
Yeah.
That was like the last show they did that felt like normal. Everything else, it feels like they're going down this weird children route that makes you uncomfortable.
They're making the best show of next season though, so that's good at least.
What, the 800-year-old lolly one?
No, Dumbbell Nan Kilo Moteru. The one about
them?
girls with muscles.
Is Dogakobo making that? Okay, I take it back.
Redemption.
Redemption arc. Now they're giving us muscly waifus. Let's do this.
Yeah.
That's all I want. It's actually all I want.
I've legitimately been like, because I've seen this manga tossed around from like other creators, and I'm like legitimately been waiting to see this show. So it's like cool.
I love it when they make some really weird anime manga into anime. Like I feel like this is a prime example of that, and I can't wait for it.
Well, the perfect moment where you're like, somebody made this show just because it's their fetish, and now it's becoming a real thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's so anyway.
That Wataten anime though. I did watch Quintuplets, and I actually did quite like Quintuplets. Its animation again is very poor, but actually the harem anime, not bad. Probably one of the best I've seen in a little while as a new harem type anime. It's entertaining to watch. I like it. I feel like I made the wrong decision and should have read the manga instead. But hey ho, I only read Shonen Jump. I'm only just getting back into manga. So
I do the same. I have the Viz subscription or whatever for Shonen Jump.
Yeah.
And I literally only read Jump.
Yeah, that's the sum total. I read Shonen Jump and I read Bloom Into You
There you go.
because I needed to finish Bloom Into You. But that's it. That's basically the two manga that I read.
I feel like I had to mention quintuplets only because like Sun's not here and he likes quintuplets, so I feel like he'd be upset if we didn't mention it. So quintuplets,
Good show.
yay. Okay, let's get into. I think. Did anybody see Kakegurui before we move on? I
No,
didn't
I
even-
only think Scott
Fuck
watched that.
yeah!
Oh, Ku
Oh, did
has.
you watch it? Amazing.
I love Kakegurui. The
So you saw
girls.
the
I
second
love
season.
Kakegurui, but I haven't seen the new season.
I watched a few episodes. I watched like 3 or 4, and then I was like, I can't be bothered to keep remembering this, so I'm just waiting for the rest for Netflix.
Oh, okay. What did you think? Because
It's good. It's more of exactly what you think it is. It's hot girls spitting all over the camera and getting sexually turned on while playing stupid games.
Excellent.
well then.
So we
Also,
want.
rip to Tony. Tony just disappeared.
I know.
Yeah, I was like, okay. Well,
Might be getting ready for work.
yeah, it is like, yeah, he is, yeah. Okay. Now getting into some of the more juicier stuff. I want to
Yeet.
quickly talk about not Shield Hero. Not
Okay.
yet. I have opinions on Shield Hero. We will get to it.
Oh, so do I. So do I.
Yeah, but I do want to talk quickly about Boogie Pop because
Hey.
there's a little bit of controversy around Boogie Pop. I don't want to say controversy, but it's an interesting show with sort of an interesting history. Because some people, and I'm not going to say who, but they know who they are in the chat, blame Boogie Pop in a joking way for why JC Staff has One Punch Man Season 2. And you're not wrong. Like it's not
Not entirely, but
Exactly.
slightly, but not entirely.
Exactly,
I
like-
guess.
it's a
Yes, in a
technically
roundabout
thing.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a roundabout way.
Yeah. Natsume also he's also done he also worked on friggin' Aka, which I think I'm the only person on the planet who loves that show.
I think you are. You love Aka. I haven't seen it yet, but you do love Aka.
It's my I like Aka more than One Punch Man, like straight up. Like
Bro.
yeah, straight up,
Whoa.
straight up. I'm not even kidding. I'm not like One Punch Man I'm not like I don't like One Punch Man as much as other people do. So, and it's not my favorite one adaptation. That's still
I feel-
Mob.
I feel like with Natsume though, with Boogie Pop, is like
Yeah.
in the way that like production works and stuff. I mean, he probably took that job like ages and ages and ages ago, and so it's really the production committee's fault for not waiting for the actual proper cast,
Yeah.
crew to be ready for it. Like which is really annoying because now we're gonna get this like One Punch Man that I mean, is anyone like saw now I'm off topic, but has anyone saw the comparison between like the PV trailer for One Punch Man season 2 and the trailer we got for One Punch Man season 1?
Yeah.
Like the difference is just absolutely insane. And I just wish they'd waited. But anyway, we're not talking about One Punch Man.
yeah.
We're talking about Boogie Pop.
Yeah.
And I had mixed feelings on Boogie Pop. Mixed feelings.
I did too. Okay. So I saw up until let me check. I'll go to the list because I don't remember what episode I dropped this. Not that I dropped it. I put it on hold. I put it on hold before anybody freaks out. I put it on hold. I think it was maybe I don't remember the episode number, but it was after like the conclusion of the first arc. So I think like episode 3 or 4.
Oh wow, you dropped it early.
Early.
You dropped it early.
Early. Because I was like,
you dropped it early.
Yeah, I don't say dropped. I put it on hold because here's the thing. I've seen like the animation quality that of like the other works that Natsume has worked on.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel any of that in Boogie Pop.
Yeah, I think
Like-
it's unfortunate because he must have been working to some ridiculous schedule to make it happen,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate because it didn't have the same animation that you would expect from a well scheduled production. So it clearly wasn't scheduled right.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate for it because it probably deserved more than it got.
Yeah, because like okay, One Punch Man is awesome. I think we all love it. Aka is like literally held up solely by its animation and direction. So when I saw this, I was like, "This is gonna be friggin' amazing!
Yeah.
I can't wait!" and it was pretty okay. I can't.
I think it's got areas where it is good. Like I
Yeah.
think its use of music and the way it cuts music off is great. It's a great directorial choice. Like it's a great way of like building that suspense and then just like slicing through it like a knife. I think that's really cool. There's my
Yeah.
compliment.
Yeah, like I don't know. I liked the way that it handled like the almost Tarantino-ish, like I'm gonna show you this scene, but it doesn't really connect until this scene later,
Yeah.
and this scene is here, and it's out of order, and yada yada. That's cool. Not great for a seasonal type. If this was a Netflix show, my tune might
Yeah.
be different. But the fact
Oh
that
yeah,
I had
absolutely.
to wait
I
week to
think you're
week,
totally right.
yeah,
And do you know where a great example of that is? Like, so halfway through the production, no, over halfway through the production, they released 4 episodes at once, which was the backstory of how Boogie Pop became Boogie Pop. And those 4 episodes back to back, if you watch them, are the best arc because you're getting to watch it as a completed arc rather than this like chopping through loads
Yeah.
of different things and trying to remember who characters are. Because some of the characters look so similar at times that I was like,
Yeah.
don't know who you are. Again, who are you? Are you important? Did I
Are
remember you?
important?
From last
'Cause-
time? Because I don't.
Yeah, because like, oh no, I lied. I did see the dude who's like, who gets like told his future or whatever. Like
Yeah.
I saw the episode after the first arc.
Okay.
So I saw, and I was like, okay, I could tell we're going somewhere cool. But I'm not interested in like you said.
I don't
the
think you're
way.
going to pick Boogie Pop back up though. I don't think. I think that'll remain on your hold list forever.
Probably because
I don't see you picking it back up.
probably because. First of all, I think everybody's hold list is like seven
Yes.
seven stories tall, and like
Yeah, true.
I just don't. I wanted to really like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Scott said, it would have been good for Netflix. The 4 episodes were the best. Yeah. I don't know. I think it had potential. I think it still does a lot of things right.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not what I wanted from Madhouse and the director. That's all.
Yeah. I feel like it could have been more, but I feel like Natsume probably did the best that he could with what he had.
Exactly.
And I feel for him and the team and what they kind of had to deal with because it could have been great. There's so many elements in it that you're like, oh, this is almost awesome. And when some arcs come together or some conclusions happen, you're like, that is really good. I really enjoyed that. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like a seasonal anime. It feels like something that it would have been better if it was a Netflix show where you could get a real binge out of it and you know that you would have the answer just waiting for you in the next episode, whereas you had to wait week in, week out. And like with those black-haired characters, like I say, all those girls, I just kept forgetting which one was important.
I've never had that moment of like, or I've never experienced that as hard. Like the like, who are you type. Like the character
and I
designs
really
too
experienced
similar.
it with Boogie Pop, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Except Boogie Pop, I knew who that one was. Boogie Pop is very obvious.
Boogie Pop's the one with a big hat. Like that's
The
how
one
I
with
knew
a big
she
massive
was.
hat.
Yeah.
And it had loads of really cool themes through it that ran through it that were awesome. And I think narratively it had a lot of interesting things that it was trying to say. But at the same time, it just needed a bit more to be able to stand out in a season that had some really great stuff. Not some amazing. I mean, when we've gone through, there's probably only a couple of like amazing things, but it could have stood out more. You know, I feel like it didn't quite live up. Yeah, like you say, to the expectations that were set with it, with the director and the studio.
Do we want to stay? Do we want to do good show, bad show? Because if we're gonna stay on shows that didn't quite live up, I have a couple.
Okay, go.
Tensura.
Oh, I'm so glad you think that.
Yeah.
I feel bad for thinking that, but I want to know why you think that, so I can see what matches with me.
Has the same problem as a certain other show, just kind of they have two different tones but very similar problems where it's the same thing consistently. And it doesn't change, and by the time we get to Millium, who I don't have a problem with. Like I was like, fine, whatever. Crazy demon chick, that's fine, whatever. But it's just the fact that like there's no tension in Tensura. They try, but then they like immediately undercut it.
Absolutely.
Like
absolutely.
Yeah. And like some people have said like that's the joke. Except that's
But you
not
can only
the
tell
joke.
that joke so many times.
Yeah,
If
and
if
it's
that's the joke, you can only tell it so many times before it gets boring.
yeah, and the thing is, it's not always the joke. Like the reason, like, because people say like it's a joke. It's not though, because
Yeah.
like they really try to get you to care about those characters. So like,
I feel like
okay,
yeah, what you're saying about tension, it's the same with it had no jeopardy. So like I didn't feel like I never felt like, and slime Stan. I never felt like he was ever gonna lose. Like
Yeah.
I always felt like he was forever gonna win. He was gonna
Yeah.
combat everything. Like especially when he went in the couple of final episodes when he went into that cave and all the kids got powers. Like where was the tension there? Oh, they all
Yeah.
get powers. Fantastic. Is there no fight? Is there no jeopardy? Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
And
What am I
it's-
watching? Am I just watching this fluffy show? That's fine, but I felt like it deserved more or it needed more.
Yeah, because
like
I
you said, no
think
tension.
last season Tensura was like one of the shows that I was like, this is really great, and I was really impressed with it. But like this, like the last couple episodes, like this whole season, pretty much.
Yeah.
After they fight the Orc King or whatever you call him,
Yeah.
Orc Lord. Everything after that was really not great.
Yeah. Agreed.
And
Agreed.
it's too bad because I thought the show had a lot of potential. I loved everything with what's Shizue or what's it?
Yeah.
She's great. The arc where
she
they
is
have to
great.
fight Ifrit is great. But yeah, everything that followed, it just became samey same. Like there was no tension, there was no anything. Like even that big dragon shows up, and you're like,
Yeah,
oh
I know.
man, the Jura Tempest Federation, they're in
Yeah.
trouble. No, they're not.
They're never in trouble. There's
Yeah.
never any trouble.
Yeah,
Ever.
yeah.
And that's an issue with it, where you're like, where I want to feel like my main character.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't always need to feel like this, but like I would like to feel like there is a chance that you could lose. Or that something bad's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Because you just keep bringing people onto your team, and then that's great, and we're all living happy families,
Yeah.
and that's fine. But it just is it can become really boring.
And
is, I
and
guess,
even
the
then,
problem.
like the undercutting isn't like you can make undercutting fun, like One Punch Man, for example. Like you can
Exactly,
make
yeah,
undercutting really funny.
Absolutely.
It just there was no tension and it never hit. Like the joke never landed.
No, it wasn't funny either. Like there wasn't a lot of humor to it.
Yeah, it was just
And-
like,
and,
oh,
like
okay.
like compare it to Kaguya-sama in an awful way because it's they're two very different shows. But like Kaguya-sama was funny, and I really laughed at Kaguya-sama. But Tensura was just, I'm kind of going through the motions watching these last 12 episodes or this last arc.
Yeah.
I guess, which is sad.
Sun Wukong suddenly appeared in the chat and it threw me off.
Yeah, I see.
Hello, Sun. Perfect comparison to Rimuru, where it works is Ainz and Overlord.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, but even that, like, with Overlord, like, I would, like, because at first I was like, Tensura's coming for Overlord's spot, like, as, like, my favorite, like, because it felt like Overlord, but with a happier tone.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
And then, like, this second half, I was like, no, even Overlord with its horrible CG, still top Tensura.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. It just didn't land. The finale didn't land. None of it. It was like, oh, cool. Okay, well, season 2. I'm not excited about it. Like, I can't say that I'm like really raring to go for 2020, but I'll watch it and let's hope it gets better.
Yeah.
'Cause it deserves to be better.
I think so too. Like I will watch another season, but I'm just not. I wasn't like I didn't feel the love by the end of it. I was actually kind of disappointed.
Absolutely. Absolutely, totally agree.
It felt like they put all their animation, by the way, into like the bonus episode as opposed to the actual finale.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah. While we're on that topic, by the way, quick shout out. It's not done yet, but it will be next week to Sword Art Online Alicization.
Oh yeah.
It's actually been pretty
How's
good.
that going? Has it been good?
I was going to connect it because I was going to say what everything that you're saying sounds like Sword Art Online seasons 1 to 3 to me, where it was kind of like, what's the point in watching this? Kirito's never going to get hurt by anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like at the very like Alicization, it's why I like Alicization so much because Kirito feels less. He's still the main character. He has main character powers. Yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
But he feels much more human and less like this unstoppable, like demigod essentially. And his brotherly sort of relationship with Yu-Gi-Oh, some some would say a little not so brotherly, but his brotherly relationship with Yu-Gi-Oh is fun to watch.
Yeah, they
And yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh's a good boy. He's one of my top boys of the like one of my favorite characters of the last 2 seasons. He's a good dude. But yeah, also, Isla, I believe you have seen this show. I have not.
Yeah.
Run with the Wind.
Oh my god, I can't even. Like, Realm of the Wind is the most underrated show of the last couple of seasons, and I mean that, and I mean this in the most genuine way. It's not to everyone's taste because it's not about schoolgirls, and it's not it's not an anime, I guess, really, in that kind of sense. It's such a beautiful show about never giving up and sports and the camaraderie in sports, and especially running, where it feels like such a solo sport, but you've got these college kids. And the amazing thing about Run with the Wind is that they managed to give attention to every single member of this cast, where it's huge. They're like 8 members. They gave like time to every single one of them, and the final arc for Run with the Wind is beautiful. And the final episode, it's one of those times. There's only a couple of times in my life where I've cried at an anime, where like it's one of those like in the throat, like I feel oh my god, I'm really crying, like in a happy way, in a sad way, and I can't believe this is over. Yes, I can see that in the chat. The mountains of Hakuekiden are the steepest in the world. Like it is a beautiful show. And it's also got a great soundtrack. It's full of like lo-fi beats and stuff. And it's got this one song called "We Must Go," which is a beautiful song that builds. It's gorgeous. Anyway, Run with the Wind, underrated, really great sports anime. It's production IG at its best. A great production schedule, great budget behind it, great staff behind it. Some beautiful animation. And great direction, great storyboards, great show. Please watch it. Please watch Run with the Wind if you're looking for a sports anime to watch. It is so worth it. So worth it.
Yeah,
Impassioned love for Run with the Wind.
You can definitely do that. I think the only thing
I love it. I think it's great. I think it's such a great show, and it's totally underrated. Like it's totally not enough people watched it, and it's definitely something that is worth binging now because you can really get to see how they've connected the beginning to the end, and it's lovely. It's lovely how it all comes together and how much you end up caring for these characters, and they go through such development in these 23 episodes. It's beautiful. Beautiful show.
What are you gonna say, Coop?
I was just going to say, I think the reason not a lot of people watched it was because of that show. I think it was almost a year ago now, but there was a show that came out about free running, and people were actually really hyped up for that one, and then it turned out to be complete shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember that.
I can't remember what it was, but I remember me, Jojo, and Son were all very interested in it. The trailer looked pretty good for the animation, and then it was just complete and utter shit.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So
Well, this is not like that. Like the running animation is great.
Yeah. Prince of
So,
Stride, that was it. It's a piece of shit. So,
I'm gonna check that out just to see, just to disappoint myself after seeing Run with the Wind.
yes, watch it and see how bad stupid ideas can be. Because you'd think free running would be more interesting than relay running, but now apparently the relay running show is really good. Prince of Stride was terrible.
It has an awesome song though. Like it has an awesome OP.
Yeah, it did.
Anyway,
I know Sloan also really likes Run with the Wind, so if Sloan was here, she'd be like bigging up Run with the Wind as well. She'd be like, go watch Run with the Wind.
I feel bad that we didn't
Yeah,
get to it before she left.
I know, bless her.
Gonna quickly throw out my shout out for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh yeah.
It has been so good. Believe it or not, it is my returning show of the season. Yes, more than a certain other show we'll get to later. But that's kind of not fair because it's JoJo's and I am very biased. So yeah.
Well, you were named after them, so.
Yeah, I was. That was an interesting. Yeah, my mom was a big JoJo fan.
Yeah, I can see that. It's where you got your love of anime. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
your whole life has been a JoJo reference. This whole
Yes,
time.
my entire life. Someone's gonna think that's true, by the way. So it's gonna be like, oh my god, his mom's a
Can we
JoJo
just
fan.
leave it as like a
was
standing meme?
literally born doing a JoJo pose. It
Yeah.
was really painful delivery for the mom.
Oh,
It was unbelievable.
I came
can't
out
believe
just-
it. Your
yeah.
mum was amazing.
in the hospital room, I just appeared like, oh, Doctor Son. Just appeared JoJo posing.
Every time you were kicking from inside, your mum was just hearing order, 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 order.
No, I would be Dora Dora Dora. I'd be Josuke. Dora Dora
Oh,
Dora.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Or maybe I'd be Bruno. I get to do the
Maybe.
Ari 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 Arrivederci.
One day
I
I'm
think
so gonna get into
Bruno,
JoJo.
the best one is pedo, 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 pedo.
Pero. Little. JoJo's is weird.
Yeah, it is.
You might say it's bizarre. Anyway, yeah, Golden Wind. If you're not watching it, you should watch it. It's really good.
It started as a goddamn vampire show. How did we get here?
It started as a show about vampires. Like, it's really weird. Anyway, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 more shows that I think we should maybe hit on before closing.
Yeah, we can do it.
Let's see. Let's talk about. Isla, you pick.
Okay. I mean, oh God, Mob Psycho is the best thing running this season, and there is just nothing that beats it. I just don't think it's possible. I think it's the best thing. It's got it's insane narrative. It's so well animated. I love it so much. I actually love it more than I thought I loved Mob, and I thought Mob season 1 was really awesome, but Mob season 2 is just give me more of that. Feed it, inject it into my veins. I never want to stop thinking about Mob.
It's somehow better. I agree. Like somehow better than the first season, which I thought was straight up impossible.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it wasn't for JoJo's, this would be my show of the season for sure.
Yeah, fair. It's my
returning show.
Mob is my show of the season because it is absolute utter perfection
Yeah.
and an anime. I just think it's one of the best anime ever made, and I'll throw my hands up and say that. Like, I don't know how you can make something like Mob and have it be as good as it is, because it's just Mob is not just a show that's like really well animated. It's a show that is like heartwarming. It makes me cry. It makes me happy. And it makes me, I really want to watch it every week. Like, you know, you're excited to watch the next Mob episode.
Yeah.
So, love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
No,
Couldn't love it more.
it's absolutely like it. Well, and the thing too is like, because I people were a little annoyed with me because I thought like the middle kind of was like, I wasn't really feeling the what's his name? I don't want to spoil it, but there's like another psychic who is not exactly a person anymore.
Yeah.
I thought that arc was kind of, I was like, okay, I get what you're doing. I just wasn't as big a fan of it. Like that particular like arc.
I think you're valid to think that though.
Yeah, like, but it like that arc, even if I was like, it was good, it just wasn't my favorite. But it would go on later to like explain why Mob is in the mental state that he's in by the time we get into like this particular arc.
Yeah.
And like the stuff with Reagan, which, by the way, Reagan might be one of my favorite anime characters of all time.
Absolutely.
Like,
absolutely.
he is so great. And watching if last season was about like getting Mob to develop, and like this season in particular, Mob really develops as a person, and it's great to watch that kid grow up. Like, I'm like, yay, Mob. It's
Do you not feel it feels slightly it feels slightly on the nose, like it's very much like how society is now, like our society?
What
Like,
do you
I feel
mean?
like there's a lot of stuff they're talking. Well, there's a lot of stuff they say in Mob about like how we should, you know, come together.
Yeah.
And, you know, like fight against stuff like that. I feel like there's a lot of that, which is lovely, but I don't know if it was meant, because obviously one wrote this ages ago. So
Yeah.
like, it's just funny how it kind of correlates. Which
I
which
think
is
I think it's one just
lovely.
like looking out at the world and kind of
Yeah.
giving his
And I like Mob's worldview and what he's kind of being taught. I think it's a good thing, and how Mob's character has grown. It's beautiful.
He's a good boy. Every time I see him, I'm like, yeah, Mob.
Good boy.
He's a
You
good
just
boy.
want to pat his head.
Exactly.
Mug.
It's like, you're doing good. You're doing good, kid. Like,
I said this to my friend Jack the other day. I was like, Jack, what happened to Mob's girlfriend in the opening episode? Where's she
oh
gone?
yeah, she's just
It's like,
And
she
what was up
appeared.
with like Tsubami? Because they were like kind of teasing like, oh, she's like been keeping an eye on Mob, like in that that one episode where she's like, nice, like when she sees like that Mob and his like girlfriend like made up and were friends.
Yeah. What happened there?
Yeah, it cuts to her and she's like, cool. And I was like, wait, have you been spying on him? Yeah, and
This
I'm
whole
like,
time.
does she like him? Like, what's
Where are we
happening?
going with this?
They
And then it
never
goes anywhere.
never explained. Like, just at least not yet anyway.
Yeah,
I was
I was like,
like,
oh, what happens?
yeah.
Is,
Um,
is she gone?
and I'm
Is she
pretty
meant to
sure
be?
I'm pretty sure this is like there is no more manga after this. I think season 2 is like this is it. I could be wrong.
Is that it?
I think so. I
Someone
don't-
in chat let us.
Yeah, someone in chat. Yeah, because I can't speak to that for sure, but I feel like this because it certainly feels pretty final, like everything that's been going on. Because I can't imagine how it could get bigger from here, unless you do
Yeah.
aliens. But One Punch Man's already doing aliens, so
I don't know, maybe a Trek or take it over. We'll get some aliens, regardless of whether we want them or not.
Backstage Oyster says no, there can be a season 3,
Oh,
one more season. Okay, well then cool. I would happily. There is one more. Okay, Scott also says there's one more season. Okay, cool.
as long as they take their time, like how they
Yeah.
did with this one. Like, I feel like Mob is a great example of that. Of like, cool, we took our time, we made this the best that we could make it. Whereas like One Punch Man, they were like, I mean, we had 4 years, but then we just decided to throw it.
Here's another season. Yeah, it's just like
There
out
you
the
go.
door.
Yeah, no, I feel like they should give Mob 100 to JC staff and just get it out next season. Let's do that.
No,
I'm triggered by that. Coup. That
Awesome.
hurts me in my heart. My
I
little
am
heart can't
studio
take that.
triggered.
Yeah, I'm studio triggered.
I'm studio triggered. I don't think I don't think we can praise Mob enough. I
No,
will
and I-
say this season has gotten me to cry. Not just Mob, but like
Oh, yeah.
Winter in general has gotten me to
Yeah.
cry quite a bit.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, it's
I
I don't know. It's the Mob. Okay, like, and I'm sorry I keep bringing up One Punch Man today. I don't know what the hell's going on. But
We're all preparing ourselves. We're all like just sitting here waiting.
yeah, because
Waiting
I read the manga in preparation for season 2 because I had seen season 1 so long ago that I was like, what the hell happens? So I went to go read the manga again.
Did you pick it up on Shonen Jump? Because they put it up on Shonen Jump
I did.
recently.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was. I was really happy. And by the way, that manga is great because it just there's points where I forget the artist's name because it's not one, it's somebody else. He did. It's the mangaka behind Eye Shield, I think. I can't remember. But anyway, he's so into One Punch Man, like was a fan beforehand and is happy to draw it. That there's points where he wants to, you'll be reading the manga and then suddenly color, and it's so jarring because like there's suddenly color in it and you could tell like there's love in it, but
I love that. I love that when you can feel that behind like a
Yeah.
piece of work, like Wiz, but in a whole other way.
exactly.
Whole W's. Wiz. However you want to say that?
Yeah, my only thing though with One Punch Man is, and it's the reason why I like Mob more, and it's the reason why I love this season, is because with One Punch Man it's fun, with the first season I watched it for the action, and I stuck around for the laughs.
Yeah.
With Mob, the action, yeah, like sure the visuals brought me in, but I've never, like, how do I put this? I care infinitely more about Mob and Reagan than I do about Saitama and Genos. Like,
I would agree with that.
infinitely more. Like it's no contest. Like, as much as I like Genos and Saitama, it's a very different kind of show. Like Mob feels less
you would
funny.
I would die for Mob.
Yeah,
I
straight
would
up.
die.
I would absolutely. Yeah, I would jump in the way of any psychic blast from Mob.
Yeah, I would throw myself in a psychic blast
Yeah.
for Mob, but I wouldn't like, I'd probably take a punch from One Punch Man just purely for the experience. How does it feel?
How does that feel?
Oh,
Oh, I died. Oh, okay.
To be fair, I think over Mob, I'd still die for the sake of Bicycle, bro.
I would too. Okay, that's a little different. he's a special case. And yeah, like I like those characters, and I do like Genos is my boy, and I love him.
Yeah.
He's my crazy little cyborg boy. But like, it's the character
Just
writing
get
is stronger in
animated.
the
Yeah.
character writing's far stronger in Mob.
Well, yeah,
there's
more
a-
than anything, One Punch Man is just a parody. It's a
Yeah,
comedy.
it's just a joke. Yeah.
And
Yeah, go ahead.
I know we're talking about One Punch Man here, but like with it coming out next season, I feel there's something that kind of hasn't been addressed with it. I feel like for us, who are all big anime fans, and everyone in this chat loves anime, and we all watch seasonal stuff, and we're gonna feel really disappointed by One Punch Man because it will meet up to our expectations. But There's also a bunch of casual fans who are probably not going to notice that much of a difference, like who don't really see animation in the same way. So
Yeah.
they'll probably be all right with it. Like there will be people who will like it because it's One Punch Man,
Exactly.
and that's fine. But I think that we can all collectively agree that One Punch Man deserved more.
Way
It deserved
more. Like,
It
especially
deserved
considering
more.
like, and I've like not like heated arguments, but I've had like conversations with people where they're like, no, I refuse, and I'm like, no, but it's true. The reason why most people heard about One Punch Man was because, hey man, you really got to watch the show. The animation's crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's what and people are like, no, it was the manga. I'm like, no, I assure you it wasn't. Like the manga had a big following, that's true, but the show brought it in front of so many people. Casuals knew.
Remember, it was
who
on that free
One Punch Man
website as well that you could watch anime for free on Daisuke. Was it?
Yeah.
Was it
Yeah.
Daisuke?
Oh, I miss Daisuke.net.
Daisuke,
Yeah, Daisuke. It was on Daisuke, so you could watch it on
Yeah.
that, which is,
Like, yeah.
well, Daisuke. That's like R.I.P. man.
Aw,
R.I.P.
yeah,
It's on
Daisuke.
Hulu. Where's it going to be for me? Like, can I watch One Punch Man?
Like,
Who's gonna
it's-
get it?
Yeah,
It's
like
okay. Give it a year and Crunchyroll will be gone too. Thank you, Billy.
I think we should talk about, because I want to save a certain two shows for last. I think we should maybe
Yeah.
talk about Dororo.
Yeah.
Dororo!
Dororo! Or
Go for
as
it.
I like to call it, Dororo. What a surprise!
Oh yeah.
What
Oh,
a
yeah.
total like, because I expected nothing, and then out of the blue got this. I don't want to say like amazing, but this really cool show. Because I expected like, I guess it's my fault because I expected like a dumb samurai show, but then I remembered it's Mappa, and they love to shatter my heart into 1,000 tiny pieces.
Never forget that, pal. Never forget that.
Yeah, Mappa doesn't care about making you happy. They care about hurting you. That's what Mappa likes.
Think about how jaded I've become. I expected it to be a cheap cash grab because of just like Osamu Tezuka, who did the original manga. I thought it was just like, let's get some money by using this guy's manga, and it was going to be another like Digimon Tri and the beginning of Dragon Ball Super and Sailor Moon Crystal, where it's just like, hey, let's remake things people used to like and make them shit, but make people pay us a bunch of money again.
I feel like you verbally just
not that.
punched me in the nose 3 times.
Good.
Like,
Fuck
Digimon
Soleil
Tri!
Animation. They need to try harder, God damn it!
they need to Digimon try harder.
They need to Digimon try harder.
In fairness-
No, they've gotten better at Dragon Ball Super, if nothing else.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dragon Ball Super got infinitely better. I hear Sailor Moon got better. I can't attest to that.
I can't attest to that.
You
I
can?
can't. No,
Okay.
I can't. No, I can't.
Oh,
no,
can't.
no, I'm not going to attest to
Okay.
that. I was like, who's got time to watch some more Sailor Moon?
That's just yeah.
Let's
I
let's just-
I heard it
let's
got
just leave it
better.
at that.
I don't know if
Let's
that's
leave my
true.
lovely- leave it at
Yeah.
I just remember their freaking 3D transformations with the spaghetti arms. Oh my god.
That was weird. And Digimon, I can't. Okay, and this is gonna shock some people because yes, Digimon is in fact the greatest isekai. For any of you who remember that meme, but I didn't finish Try because I was upset with the not like angry, just like I don't like where you're taking these characters, so I'm not in.
Try's ending was worth all of its failings.
Was it?
Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
Try's
I-
ending. Try's ending was beautiful. It's a beautiful ending, but
Okay.
it was worth all of the failed,
Well-
all those failed bits in between. It was
But we
totally
don't-
worth it.
We don't even really get to be like, oh man, I guess I have to say goodbye to Ty and them again because there's another friggin' like there's another
Let's try
adventure.
again.
Yeah, let's try again. Yeah, because there's another adventure like 01 crew, like project. I don't remember if it's a show or a movie, but it's something.
I said to my mate, I was so sure it was like a remake, and they were like ditch and try altogether, but that is not true at all. They are like it's the kids, but when they're like 20 or something, when they're
Yeah.
like much older.
so it'll.
So I thought it was a full on remake because they were like try was shit, but looks like that was not true. So
like that's the thing. So I'm like, because Try still takes place when they're not adults. They're still sort
No,
of
they're
like yeah,
good teenage age.
yeah.
So I think
And
ish.
I'm, like from what I like where did I leave off? The one thing about Try that I thought was neat was seeing like the Adventure 2 cast apparently dying. Like, I don't remember what happened, but like I just remember them like being acknowledged as being characters and then like quickly being shoved off. And I don't know what happens to them, so I should probably finish Try.
Should finish Try.
Because I just rewatched the Digimon movie recently for an Amino video that I did. And that movie, the American one, is so good. I don't care what anybody says.
I know people say it's it's this awful failed American, and like and amongst like some of the anime community, it's like, God, it's such a fail.
Yeah,
and I get that, right? But it's so good.
Exactly. I totally respect if somebody's like, no, that movie's terrible.
You think it's terrible, and I absolutely am there with you. I'm on that sidelines with you, but also I'm probably going to stab you in the back because I really like it.
Exactly, me too. Yeah, I think it's great.
The opening bit is fantastic, and I love the English dub, and I love the music choices. I don't care. I think it's so good.
The fact that it is purely like ska music and like songs from the show.
And the Anna Anaconda skit at the very beginning.
Angela Anaconda. Oh my god, it's such a good movie. Anyway, we're way off topic. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I know that's so off topic. Sorry, I love a Digimon.
Oh, thank you, Evil, for plugging my Amino. I appreciate it. But hey Digimon, yes, chat. Stop it, chat. Stop it, chat. I need to move on. Anyway, Dororo's good.
Dororo is good.
Yeah, that's
Dororo
where we
took
came
a
to
great turn as well. Like it kind of feels like it's progressing well. And I like where it's going. I think it's a really interesting premise. I like the characters a lot. I like how it goes between different stories. I think its animation's pretty decent. Its background art is lovely. Like, it's really cool background art. I love some of the choices, like that bit when everything was black and white and then some of the stuff was red.
Yeah,
it was really cool.
That was cool. Yeah, I was worried about the pacing initially, because I was like, man, we're moving kind of slow, because I thought it was going to be 13 episodes.
Yeah,
and I was like, man, we're moving really slow. And then they were like, no, it's 24, and I was like, oh, okay, well then, yeah, then it's perfect. It's moving at a great.
You can
clip. Well, excuse me. That's pretty much what it was. Just like, oh, excuse my mouth. You continue.
Cool, you really like it, don't you? You like Dororo.
Oh, yeah. It's been great. The second opening already looks amazing as well.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet because I remember being surprised.
Yeah.
It'll be worth it. It might well be the opening of the season already.
What? Oh, but will it give me fire?
No.
Give me fire.
Exactly.
We're finally moving out of that. We'll finally be able to say fire normally for a season.
It's either give me fire or fire. It's one of the two. Exactly, it's one of the two.
Well, also, occasionally, Diva's fire.
Fire. Fire!
Yeah.
If
I'm on fire.
If you're playing Smash.
Is unbelievable.
Fire!
Fire!
Anyway.
Goddamn Fox. Anyway.
Fox. Fuck me, Cloud.
The party is over.
I think, for me, OP of the season is between Dororo and... Although, big kudos to Mob's OP as well, because I really like it.
I love Mob. I think it's better than OP1.
Really?
I think the opening of the season has to go to Get Kitaro, though.
Is it still the like gay no gay? Is it still that
damn
one?
Well right it is.
I love that opening.
And I'm still waiting for somebody to make some joke about a boys' love anime with that, where it's like
I have said that I have that like that joke. That joke is on my top shelf, like waiting to be used. Like I cannot wait to use that joke.
I was really expecting like Gigak's anime seasonal video to use it in some way.
Exactly.
No such luck.
So funny.
I love it.
Yeah, no, Dororo was great. That's true too.
Oh, Mister.
It's so many good ones. Yeah, I think I have to give it to maybe Dororo, just because I think not only is the music cool, but like I really like the visuals. But maybe also a certain show that we're gonna get to later.
Yep.
Or Mob, or Kaguya. There's too many.
There's a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good ones.
But yeah, if you like Mappa and like the way that they tell stories, because I really feel Mappa in that show. Like I really get like this is a Mappa show. I feel like it. Definitely a different setting to something like Banana Fish, obviously. But
yeah, totally.
but it,
Can I break? Can I break like the current conversation to share with you the actual best opening of the season? But it comes from a Chinese anime.
Yes.
absolutely you can.
I need you all to watch this right now, and
Okay.
just
Okay.
know this is a legitimate thing from Psychic Princess, which just finished airing. They literally put this in a show for some reason. It's the best thing ever.
Cool. What the hell am I looking at?
You know what you're looking at.
What is this from? Oh, Psychic Princess. What the hell?
You know, like dancing animation though, to be fair.
The
This
dancing
is so
is on
strange.
point, but my god, the singing.
It's
so
the singing.
weird.
It really throws me off.
This will never get out of your head, by the way. This has been in my head for the last 3 months.
This singing is never gonna match.
No,
Oh my
it
god.
doesn't,
What's
just
that?
doesn't
Whoa,
sound
that's
right.
Those
But it's
boys are
okay.
very pretty though.
Yeah, they are.
I feel like that's most Donghua that I've seen. Like those are very pretty boys.
Is it a gay no gay anime? Because it's got a
It
lot of
is
rainbows
not,
going
but
on.
it is a reverse harem. Hence all the boys and the one girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I have to turn this off. I can't.
Fair enough, man.
Also, I just
No.
realized that that song totally would have played through OBS, so that's definitely gonna get copyright strike.
Oh,
I'm sure they'll just claim it. It's fine. That's my fault for actually being like, yeah, I'll listen to this on stream. Anyway, yeah, no. If you like Mappa shows, if you like, I guess samurai, but samurai are kind of depicted as being douches in this show, which rightfully so. Sadly, most samurai weren't as awesome as we like to kind of as history likes to paint them as. What's that?
Visualize it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we like Dororo. We think
Yeah,
it's
we
good.
like
So
it, yeah.
I hope it takes a good turn, unlike like Tensura in its second half. I hope it goes well, but I hope it
Yeah.
it continues to hit.
I think it will, and if they kill Tahomaru, I believe his name is, I will cry. And they're totally going to. Like, I can
they're
feel it
going to
coming.
kill Homaru, and Dororo is going to die as well. You know he is.
He
Oh, no, they already revealed it.
Sorry. Yeah, no, but they know
Yeah,
he is.
Yeah. I hope not. I just really like the characterization that they've given everybody, and it makes me go like, God damn it! I know all these people are probably gonna die, and I don't want them to die.
but they're all gonna die.
They're all gonna die.
I need to.
The only
prepare
way
for
it
that.
can end, man, it's that kind of show where it's like you got to give up everything, man.
Yeah,
What did it cost you?
give up your heart.
Everything. Sorry.
It's like banana fish all over again.
It's like banana. Oh no! No, I don't want to talk about banana fish. Let's talk about a show that
Okay,
fell off instead.
He's just sleeping in the library,
He's
man. It's
sleeping.
fine.
He's fine.
yeah, he's just sleeping, man. He's just asleep.
Well, let's
That's all
talk
that's
about
happening.
a show.
Did you guys hear that the Cowboy Bebop director has said Spike was just sleeping?
What?
That's a mind fuck and a half. People asked him,
Me
like,
too,
did
absolutely.
Spike die? And he said, no, he's sleeping. And that's all he said about it. He'll never clarify it again. But yeah.
That man is dead. Like I love Spike, but no. Like, at least like with something like Lelouch, there was like a hint that like maybe he's fine.
Yeah.
Spike is dead. Like, spoilers for a show that's very old.
You
Um,
haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
No, if you haven't seen it,
Oh,
it's
okay.
like it's
Yeah.
it's
It's
a
one-
classic.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's one of those shows. Like, if somebody spoils something for me from like a show that like is a classic but I haven't seen, like Brotherhood.
Like if
Oh
someone
my
spoils
god.
FMA, it's your fault.
Yeah, exactly.
fault.
Yeah, because believe it or not, I still haven't gotten around to Brotherhood yet. To this day. To this day. Yeah,
Wow.
I know, and I call myself a fan.
And you call yourself an anime fan.
I know. How dare I?
I'm sure we've got many unpopular opinions though, or many things that we haven't seen that we should have seen. Like Code Geass for me, no idea. I'll
What?
see it one day. Never
Oh,
seen
okay,
it.
That's fair.
Maybe I'll see it one day.
It's good. It has a messy middle, but it's good.
Movie's coming out.
Very
See it
messy.
sometime.
man.
Speaking of a show that is a total mess, now let's talk about Shield Hero.
Yay!
Yay!
Who are you
So
watching Shield Hero?
I watched 5 episodes and then I dropped it. I dropped it at the Hot Springs one.
Good call.
Fair.
That's probably what I should have done.
Although, have you guys watched it till like the newest episodes? Because I've heard it gets better with the new chick Glass, but I'm
It
not
does
sure.
not. She is. Okay, let's start there. Why is Glass so hyped up? Like, I'm sure it's a light novel thing. She does nothing in that
I'm
new
sure
episode.
it's
It
I'm
must
sure
be a
it's
light
like-
novel thing because she does absolutely nothing. And speaking, but remember when we were talking about undercutting with Tensura? Pro tip: don't give your big new, or don't show off your big new super awesome power, and then immediately use not just that same move, the same animation, like everything the same.
Slightly
And then just
zoomed
make it
in.
totally useless. Because now I'm like, oh, okay, so Iron Maiden sucks. Like, you made me
Yeah.
think it was super cool, and then the next episode you immediately made it lame. This is why I didn't
you-
cover Shield Hero today. I might drop this show. Like, it gets views, but I am losing interest in it so rapidly. I'm shocked how fast I'm losing interest in it. Like, because it's just the same thing. Like, it's this. Every episode has been. Now Fumi goes to a town. Every episode since episode 4, because I maintain that episodes 1 through 4 are great. Every episode since then has been now Fumi goes to a new town, finds out the other heroes did something dumb, and he has to clean up their mess. Hijinks ensue. Now Fumi acts like a jerk, but then at the end it turns out he has a heart of gold. They move on to the next town. Like, it's the same thing over and over again. The only thing that changes is the location and the characters who now Fumi is talking to. That's
I totally agree. I feel, and I said this to you. I don't like Philo. I don't like Philo. I don't like her
Philo-
character. I
yeah.
feel like her introduction ruined what could have been a great little. I feel like it should have just been Raftalia and Naofumi, and it would have been fine with just the two of them. I don't feel like Philo adds much. I feel like she's an unnecessary lolly, and I don't mind a lolly. Throw a lolly in. Like, I have no issue with a lolly, but I feel like she's an unnecessary one. Like,
Yeah.
she's just in this, and I don't like the whole romantic attraction thing. I love my master, whatever. Like, a little bit creepy.
Yeah.
I don't like it a lot like that. Now, I don't have the kind of controversial issue with Shield Hero. I don't care about any of that. I care about the fact it is.
Yeah.
It makes me angry unnecessarily, as well. Like, I get that the king is evil, and I get that other bitch is evil too. Like I get that.
Fine, yeah.
Forgot her name off the top of my head, but like
Mine.
I get that. But you're purposely making me angry because there doesn't seem to be any
Yeah.
fallback on that. And then I said to Scott today, like, the thing that really annoyed me about last episode was that the king kind of broke his character in front of Naofumi, where like he kind of showed a bit of weakness. And if
Yeah.
you're that mean and awful, you shouldn't be doing that in front of the main character. Break character when you're like with the daughter, or break character when you're with somebody else. Don't break character in front of the guy that you hate, especially when it's not necessary at that point. Like, maybe later down the line, but it just felt wrong. And then Naofumi was like, "Oh, beg and bow down to me." Like, I thought that you were meant, like, when you joined this world, Naofumi, you were like a nice guy. Do you need to be this much of a dick?
That's
Like,
the
do you
thing.
need to
Yeah.
like this?
Because I got in so much shit for saying that. I was like, why is he being such an unlikable douche? Like, it's like he went, like, because when he goes to the new world, he's a nice kid. He is. They introduce Naofumi as being a nice guy. Like, and not like a nice guy as in like the meme. He's genuinely a good person when he gets there.
Reddit, nice guy.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
none of that.
Yeah, he's just a genuinely good guy. And then something, admittedly horrible happens to him. Like, that sucks, and I feel bad for him, and I'd be mad too.
Absolutely.
But-
But to counteract that,
Yeah.
he then meets Raftalia. He meets nice people along his journey, where
Yeah.
you would think that would kind of make you think, okay, well, this world isn't so bad. There has to be a little bit more, I guess, development from him, because he just continues to be this asshole that it feels unnecessary in a lot of ways.
Yeah. And Mitro in the chat hit on something, like, absolutely perfect, to the point where, like, everybody who I've spoken to has said the same thing. Why would you turn Mine and Moriyasu, like, the two driving, like, besides the king, probably the two biggest, like, evilest douches on the show. Although Moriyasu's not really evil, he's just an idiot. He's the spear hero. Why turn them into a joke?
Yeah.
The next episode, like right after the big culmination, because by the way, I still think episode 4, like where like Raftalia says like you're not alone,
Yeah.
like you have me, you have us, like you're not on your own, like that. Like I this is the only light novel I ever picked up, and I was like, this is written really poorly. Like the light novel is written from Naofumi's perspective, and if you hated Naofumi in the anime, you would never have watched the show if you read the book. Like, the only reason I watched it is just to see what they would do. Because he is so unlikable in the book. Like, he, like, literally, like, up until that moment, thinks Raftalia is, like, stupid and an idiot. Like, the whole way through. But the show doesn't tell you that, thankfully. Because that would make him unlikable. Because, like,
They
yes,
portray
he's...
Raftalia really well. Like,
Yeah.
I like Raftalia.
Raftalia is great. Like, I think she's awesome. She's great. You get really attached to her.
Yeah.
But, like... It's just it's hard to root for a character who's constantly a hard ass. Like, because okay, Frank Castle lost his family. They were gunned down in front of him, and he's a jerk most times to most people. But I still like watching Frank because he has people that he does care about, and he isn't just mean to people specifically because they're royalty. He doesn't have a reason to not like people. He's a bad dude. He does bad things. He doesn't want to have people close to him. If that was Naofumi's logic, fine. Naofumi's logic for not liking people is because he doesn't trust royals. Okay, but then why are you a dick to everyone else?
Screwed over. Like, he was screwed over by the royalty, which I
Yeah.
get. Like, I get why he's mean, right? I get it. I absolutely get it. But by episode 12, is this still where we are?
Yeah.
When you had episode 4, when you had Raftalia, like, basically being like, look, I'm here for you. I am your sword. And you know, I love you, essentially. Like,
Yeah.
I'm here for you.
Yeah.
And that was meant to be like a real turning point for Naofumi's character. Whereas he just continues to be this same guy who like fluctuates between it. Almost feels like, to me, genuinely, that they took the script of it and then gave it off to different writers and
That's
was like,
what it
okay, you
feels
write
like.
you write 10 minutes and you write 10 minutes and you write 10 minutes. Great, now we've got our show.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. It
Yeah,
feels like
'cause-
they've just handed off the script and the storyboards to different writers.
And what kills me is it's not like the royals are everywhere and they see everything. Because I'm seeing people. I'm already because I had a million people comment that. I'm already seeing one of them in the chat. The royals are not everywhere because we literally see him save a town in episode 3, and they praise him for it with no repercussion. They're just like, no, you're awesome. Thank you. And he's like a dick about it. So no.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that leads into episode 4, where I assumed we were getting a big character growth moment. Because that's how I read episode 4, was Naofumi has learned that not everybody's against him. He has friends here. He can still, like, you still have the hatred against mine. That's fine. Like, because you obviously need conflict in your show. But you also can't have the character remain the same. That's a problem with Tensura, and it's the same problem here. There's no growth. There's no stakes.
And Scott said something in our chat earlier, which I thought was really interesting, where he was like, the 3 other heroes either be an enemy or be something else, like, because they seem to be floating in between. Whereas they don't like Naofumi, but then they do like Naofumi, but then they don't. But then, you know, and then they're not.
Yeah, it's the most inconsistent yet somehow consistent thing.
Absolutely. It's so inconsistent, but so consistent at the same time. And I don't feel any affinity towards any of our 3 heroes. I don't like the spear hero, obviously.
Yeah.
God, I really don't like him.
No, he's a tool.
But, like, you know, Naofumi is obviously he's obviously doing good things, and he's obviously really helping people along the way while taking money and his little cart thing walking about. But, like, there's a lot about Shield Hero that I do think is good, and I think that it's got potential to be something more than it is. But unfortunately, the soundtrack's good. Although I did say to Scott earlier, like, Kevin's soundtrack doesn't use to the full extent that it could be. Last episode, there was a great song that played over the battle that was really cool, and I liked it.
Yeah.
But I feel like Kevin's stuff is kind of, unlike Made in Abyss, where, like, the music almost felt like another character. The music feels like it's not being used as well as it could be. But, you know, that's just my personal opinion on it. But
to me, like, all of, like, because you're right, like there's good things about the show, and I said this from episode 1. I was like, I'm not digging the soundtrack. Like, I wasn't really feeling it. And then eventually I was like, okay, I like it, but I think the reason why I wasn't digging the soundtrack is because they put it... Yeah, like, they put it in weird places where I'm like there's a big action scene and they'll kind of have this, like, somber song. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Because, like, the characters are clearly having fun, so why this song? And I feel like maybe Penkin was like, I meant to put it here, but they put it here for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, strange.
And also, it's like to talk about a show that we're going to get onto in a little bit, I'm very sure. But Takahiro's soundtrack in Promised Neverland is a perfect example of how to use a soundtrack correctly.
Yes.
Like, it is great because it's used so well and at the exact right time. And it's like Kanabe, the director, the overarching director, was like used it perfectly at the right time. Whereas I feel like here in Shield Hero, you're not really getting that. And Kevin's music is just really fallen by the wayside when it could be great. Like, I feel like when I'm going to get his soundtrack, I think it released yesterday. I think it released after episode 12, or maybe it's after episode 13.
Yeah.
But I'm sure listening to it as a standalone, it'll be awesome. It'll be really cool. But listening to it as it stands in the show, can't really hear it.
So I think we're in agreement. Like, there's things to enjoy here, but it's very fumbled. And I think it the most inconsistently consistent show, I think, is the easiest way to describe it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I don't think either of us hate it. Like, I don't hate...
No, me either.
And neither of us hate it for the reasons that it got so much controversy. Like, I don't hate it because it uses slaves. I don't hate it for that.
No,
I don't
either.
hate it for its sexualization or whatever else. Like, I don't hate it for any of those things. I hate it for its issues as a story.
Yeah.
And I not hate it. Sorry, that's wrong. I don't like it for the issues of its story. I feel like it's something that I will continue to watch because I want... Part of me still wants to see it through to the end. I feel like there's something in it, and I kind of want to see what happens with the evil royalty, because there's something there, but it's missing so much, and I would just like Philo not to be there. I have a real hatred for Philo. I just feel like she ruined it when she came in.
Yeah, Scott said it best. Like Scott said, I wish Philo stayed a Chocobo. I do too.
Yeah, absolutely. She would just be better as that because she doesn't add anything. She's this weird little lolly character, and like I said, I don't have an issue with lollies, but I do have an issue when you've just come into this dynamic. I feel like you're ruining the whole Raftalia Nafumi kind of characterization that was kind of happening, not in a romance sense, but as in how they're growing together, and then you've thrown this little girl in the mix.
Yeah,
and it feels meh. Yeah. Like
the show, like, yeah, I think for me, it's that I was so impressed with like the first few episodes, and I was like, to me it feels like the author had a story to tell, and they had a point that they wrote to, and then they're like they had a point they wanted to get to, they got to it, and then their manager said they had to write like 16 more books.
That's probably what it was. It was probably they wrote the first book and it sold extremely well, and so they just had to keep going with the same kind of arc.
Yeah, because from what I gather, like, there is an arc coming up that people are like, that's really good, and even fans have said everything else is really slow. That part's really good, and it's coming up, I guess.
And I'm sure it will be great, and I'm sure there's parts we really look forward to. But unfortunately, it's fluffed it, and I get that people are really defensive when it comes to Shooter because people really love it. But from like a narrative point of view, and having seen other stories, and Isekai is not a really good example of this, but like seeing other adventure stories, there's ways to tell it better, and Shield Hero just fails in a lot of ways of how it progresses its characters. And Mitara in the chat says like it'd be fine if it was like a little comfy adventure, kind of traveling through worlds and whatever else, if that's what the story was, rather than this like the waves. What are the waves anyway? Why do they matter? They disappear after a while as well. And then so what's the point in fighting them if they disappear anyway, or do you need to fight them? There's so many kind of questions that are kind of unanswered.
I don't know.
And they're not going to tell the Shield Hero because they hate him. So
yeah, like what the well, and Noble like Lost Pause on Twitter said something that I was like, I didn't even think of that. That's so true. And he's like, he's like, I don't understand why they don't like the Shield Hero. Even if he's a bastard, he's your shield. He's your tank. What are you doing? And he's like, because these three are supposed to be gamers. So like, how would you not think of that? Because like it's true, because I was like, oh, just put Naofumi in front and like stab at them from behind of Naofumi. Like what? Why are you treating him like
really cool anime with like with this team with like the
Yeah.
3 boys and Raftalion and Philo Stella Chocobo? You can have this like cool anime with all of them,
yeah?
and then
But
there could be something really in it. Whereas
Yeah.
you're adding this royalty conflict that feels a bit wishy-washy and very. A lot of people like, and I know I'm not alone in this, when they feel physically angry when Mai, is that her name?
Mine. Yeah.
When she comes on like anywhere on screen, when the king's anywhere on screen, when people are mean to Shield Hero because we don't really know the full reason, it's like, why are you so mean, man? Like,
Yeah. Well, and the
why?
thing, what kills me too is like I used to be like, man, Mine's horrible. She's evil, but like now she's a joke. So
Yeah.
it's like that makes it all the more frustrating because I'm like, get out of here. I don't even take you seriously anymore. You're just annoying now. Like it's just it's just I don't know. I'm more disappointed than I am like.
I think that is
Angry.
exactly, you've hit it on the head. It's more of a disappointment
Yeah.
than it is not being good.
I'm not
know?
mad.
I'm not mad, I'm just
disappointed.
Exactly, and I feel the exact same way with Shield Hero, and it's such a shame because it could have been great, and I feel like it's one of those ones where you do get loads of hate if you kind of speak up against the
Yeah.
bad of it, but you do need to because it's not an amazing Easter.
Yeah. You
It
can't
had
blindly.
potential.
Yeah, you can't blindly love things. That doesn't
No.
help anything grow.
No, totally, and especially like if you compare it to other shows
Yeah.
in its genre, which are, I mean, to be fair, there's not actually a lot of Isekai anime in its genre that are like that stand out to me as particularly great. I know you don't like RE0 and you don't care that season 2 got announced, but
Oh boy.
but I'm excited to hear your hot takes on that when that eventually releases. Anyway,
Oh, I'm gonna binge it. You guys, you're gonna regret saying that because y'all are getting ReZero season 2 in a minute. Oh God.
so excited for that.
I'm looking forward to Jojo realizing he loves ReZero.
No, I
Just to-
hate it. It's so
and I'm so
boring.
excited to be in the community when I can like explain how much I love Amelia, because nobody agrees with me. Nobody likes Amelia, but you know
No,
what? I'm here.
everybody of taste loves Amelia. It's only like
too.
fuckboy 12-year-olds that love Ram.
What are you talking about? It's all about Ram.
Amelia
Excuse both of
for a
you.
reason.
Ram.
Ram. It's all about Ram.
We all love
Um,
Ram.
But you know who I like? I like the green-haired woman that's like in charge of everything. She's a beast.
I don't know who that is. I guess I haven't gotten that far.
That's basically that's all we care about. I care about Amelia. I'm excited that she's coming back. I'm excited to watch RE0. I think RE0 is a good isekai, but I know that you disagree, Jojo. However, there aren't many examples of really good isekai in the anime section of that genre. If anyone can think of any apart from Konosuba, which doesn't count really. Come on, guys.
It's a pair.
It's
Yeah.
a really good
Everyone
anime.
watch Adorable Food Goddess Isekai, where a woman just
Yeah,
cooks
I've
food
watched-
and
I've
gets
watched-
fucked. It's fun.
What about I haven't seen it, but I hear Log Horizon's very good.
Oh,
Log
yeah,
Horizon had a great first season and a terrible second season.
Oh. Well, never
Oh
mind.
no. Oh,
Speaking
no.
of shows that better not have a bad second season, although I
Whoa,
really
that
doubt it
segue.
will.
That segue.
Promise Neverland, folks. We gotta talk about this because we're going a little longer than I thought we would.
No,
But-
no, 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 no.
Fire. Fire. So fun. By the way, that the OP didn't spoiled a big scene without saying what it is with the lyrics. Somebody pointed that out, and I was like,
Oh,
"Oh my
yeah.
god, fire!" I was like, "Oh, I didn't even connect that."
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
yes, it did.
Remember how I said you can't blindly love things?
Love was Neverland.
Yeah, Promise Neverland. It's hard to find
I'm so
flaws.
envious of every single person in the world that watched it as an anime only. Although to be fair, I would never take back what contrary to my video's title. If you watch the video, it's not actually that. But I
Yeah.
would not take back reading the manga. I think the manga's incredible, and I love yelling about it with Scott every week. Just oh my god, did you see this latest thing that happened? Ugh! But it's so good. It's so good. Yes, the anime. The anime.
it's-
You go, George.
It's so good. Like I literally even after saying you can't blindly love something, I struggle to find problems with it.
I
Like
think
I know
tons, but then
what?
that's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah. Well, I've seen your video because
I
I know.
know, but
Yeah.
that's just me. That's just me
Yeah.
as a manga reader. But as an anime only, it's a great show. It's a
Yeah.
great show.
It's-
and the last episode of anyone's seen, it's so good. It's
It's
so
so
good. It's near perfect. It's a near perfect adaptation, and it's
Yeah.
exactly what I wanted.
And anybody
I
who's
love it.
watching this in the future, it just happened. Like the finale literally happened before the stream went live. Like it just happened. I can't say anything. Chat, don't spoil anything. You won't be banned for this one. You'll just get a timeout because I recognize that it just happened and people really want to talk about it. But like, try not to talk about it. There are, I can't even really call them twists. They are they're twists that I enjoy because it's things that were made obvious, but you never caught it till now. Because that's how I felt like so many times during the episode where I was like, oh my god, that meant this. Or that led to this. Like, so many times. And if Alfred Hitchcock were to make an anime, I feel like it would be something similar to this. Because the suspense is... I dare say I've never felt suspense like that in an anime before. Like, it is maybe Titan, but even then, like, probably not. Because the Titan... Attack on Titan has suspense, but you also know, like... They're probably not going to kill Eren. You know what I mean?
Probably not. Yeah, but you feel
Probably
like anybody,
Yeah.
anybody, any second, and that's a great way to build tension. Like to feel like nobody's ever safe, and that is so what The Promised Neverland excels at. Absolutely excels at it, and it excels throughout the entirety of its run. Like we're at chapter 127 now or something. Like it excels throughout the whole way. You're just like,
That's
I
awesome.
never know what's going to happen around every corner, and that is amazing. That's something that like. What I love The Promised Neverland for is its ability to constantly keep you guessing.
And it's ending soon, isn't it? Like they have a definite ending in mind.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, we're kind of in the final, nearing the final arc. We're in an arc before probably the final arc. I guess there might be something else to it. Scott might attest to that, but like there might be something else with it. But yeah, we're kind of needing an end. But I like how I feel like the mangaka or both of them. Because it's done by two people, someone who writes it and then someone who obviously illustrates it. So I feel like they know we don't want to drag this out. We've got an ending for it in mind. We know what we want to do with it, and I think that's so imperatively important that they're not going, yeah, let's just drag it out like other anime or manga that we can think of and throw out very easily.
Bleach.
Bleach. Oh, Bleach! Like that's so. Bleach was so good.
But it's going to be the Promised Neverland is going to be so much better for ending where it will end. I don't know what that ending is, by the by, but like when it does end, it will be so much better for ending sooner rather than ending later.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a story to it.
Yeah. Like I feel like okay. Anybody who's seen Doctor Who will know.
You're going to read the manga and catch up for season 2, or are you going to wait for season 2?
Ooh, that's the thing, because when the show ended, like, and I did a live reaction for it and everything. I had a moment where I ended the stream and I sat there and I was like, man, what an amazing ending. No spoilers, but like, what an amazing ending. What do I do now? Because it was that moment of do I read the manga? Or do I wait till, what was it, like 2020? Or like 2021 or something? Like
2020.
2020,
And
okay.
That's be the end of 2020. So
that's
can,
a wait. Like, that's a long wait.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think for the sake of, like, making videos on it, I should probably wait. But there's a bigger part of me that really wants to just know what happens.
Well, all I know is I've watched Isla's video, and so I never want to touch the manga because
That's
it ruins the anime, apparently.
Apparently, yeah.
It'll ruin it for you because I mean it depends on what they end up doing next season, and I've been very vocal about my dislike for the background art because like if you look at the manga, it's so well done, especially for what's coming up next.
Yeah.
So we need a real background team behind it, or at least if you're going to outsource it, give it to a good background team. The guys who do it at the moment are the people who do My Hero Academia. And when have you ever thought, wow, that background in My Hero Academia looks really, really good? Nobody. They're okay. They're serviceable. They do fine. They're fine. But they're not like amazing. Anyway, the problem is that you can only experience this story once.
Yeah.
So
I
Are you
might
going to
I might
experience
wait.
the anime or manga?
Yeah, I may have to wait. But to point out, okay, first of all, what Evil said, that might happen with One Punch Man. Like, you joke, but Manga Minute might be a thing. Like, because depending on how One Punch Man season 2 goes, you might see Manga Minute. I've been trying to get through One Piece just so I can do Manga Minute on One Piece because I've been loving it so far.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you're making your way through it. It makes me feel like one day I'll be able to do it too.
It's
One day I can also start One Piece and I will also finish it.
I've been trying to do, like, the last couple days, like, I've just gotten really busy, so I haven't been able to. But I was going at like 50 chapters a day.
Amazing.
Yeah, and it was like it takes a bit, but like you can make like pretty decent headway through one. Like I'm a little bit beyond chapter 300 now, so I'm at a decent clip. Mind you, there's like 900 chapters, but
Yeah, and it keeps growing.
I know it won't stop. Oda, please. Anyway, but to
let me catch up.
exactly, please just wait. But to go off what Jesse said, because he's like, what do you mean, Doctor Who? What? Because I said like anybody who gets Doctor Who will get this, but I never finished what I was saying. I got like sidetracked. But I will say, like, I have the Doctor Who problem where there's a line from Doctor Who where the Doctor says, "I hate endings." He rips out the last page of every book because he doesn't like endings. And I am the same way. I'm like the opposite of Arcada. Like, the ending is paramount. I'm like, nothing is allowed to end. Nothing ever ends, Adrian. Like, to quote Watchmen. I'm full of quotes today. But yeah, I was like, no. Like, I think an ending makes or breaks a series, for sure. I recognize that. But if it can be something like Dragon Ball, where it goes on forever, I'm not going to say no. But I hate endings. Like the Doctor, I hate endings. And yet I hate repeats. So I recognize how difficult that is to never end, yet somehow still impress. And that is a big problem with manga. And it's like the only person who has seemingly been able to avoid that is Oda with One Piece. So I really applaud Promised Neverland for knowing when to close the book. Like, that's really smart.
But it remains so strong. Like, the next season, is going to cover. I mean, I thought that first arc was awesome, and it's obviously the big setup arc, and it's great. But my favorite arc is coming up, and I love it. My favorite character is coming up. Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm not going to say anymore. But like, there's so much to love about what's coming up next, and I feel like, hopefully, with the success of the Promised Neverland, throw into a production heavy chat, but like, hopefully with the success of Promised Neverland, they'll give a bit of a bigger production backing next time, so that we can like get better background art, we can have more on the team and better animator support, because there was some great animation in it, and great moments, but like sometimes you felt like, oh, they could have done just a wee bit more with it, or it could have been, like My Hero Academia, when like you saw the first couple of series of that. Actually, to be fair, season 1 of My Hero Academia is really good, but it's when it gets into the second season that you're like, whoa, they really care about My Hero Academia. Oh my god, look at all this amazing like stuff that's happening. So I hope they do that with the Promised Neverland, and what's coming up after that.
Yeah, I would be shocked. Honestly, I'd be shocked if they didn't, because like the response to Neverland has been. I don't think it necessarily broke into mainstream or anything, but that's
a tweet about it. So there's always that.
Yeah, like
like annoyed me.
I don't know. Like, I think it made such a big splash in the anime community, and I do know casuals who are like, oh, okay, I'll check it out. That I think I would be pretty shocked if they didn't get like a bigger budget and more time and yada yada. Yeah. Because I think you're right. Like, if I had to criticize anything about the show, and again, you should be critical. Doesn't mean you should necessarily be a jerk. You don't have to be a jerk to be critical. But yeah, you can. Like, if you shouldn't blindly love things, and I think if you had to be critical with Promised Neverland, the background, like when the house was burning, spoilers. Oops. I didn't care. It's like I have no connection to that house. Like, so I was like,
there's
I don't
nothing
care.
in it. Whereas like if you read the manga, there's like so much in it. There's so much to that house and to the place that they spent a lot of time in. Now, to be fair, like I say in my video, but like they do put a lot of focus on the camera and the way the camera moves to probably counteract the problem that they had with the background art,
Yeah.
which is interesting and telling in its own way. So that was really cool. But like it could have used more. It just felt like The Promised Neverland, as a manga reader, it felt like it could have been even better. But what we got was great, and that's not to say what we got wasn't great. Especially the final episode. For me, it was the best episode of the whole series because it was on a near perfect adaptation of what I wanted. It added more to it than I could have hoped for, and it was a really great finale, like a really great finale. And it was one of those ones, when you're watching, sometimes you're watching an episode of anime and you kind of like bring up the time bar to see like where you're at.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we almost done. Oh, okay, no, I've got another like 10 minutes to go. Whereas with that episode, it was like, we're done. The credits are rolling.
When I saw the sky come up, I was like, spoilers, god damn it. I was like, I was genuinely shocked because I was like, what? Don't end there. But at the same time, perfect ending. So it's like, wow. Also, I think we can all agree, Phil is the GOAT and our Lord and Savior, and all respect to Phil.
Sweet boy.
Sweetest Phil.
And you love Ray and obviously Emma. Like, I love Emma. Emma's one of my favorite.
She stepped up.
I love her.
Yeah, she stepped up so big by that. Like, she. Remember how I was like Raftalia's best girl at the start of the season?
Yeah.
And best girl doesn't mean waifu, you pervs. Like, but like, I'm just saying, because people have been like, ew, and I'm like, no, best girl just means the girl that I support the most. Yeah. And it went from Raftalia immediately to Emma, like, because Emma, like, it's one of the few times I could say like that. I don't want to say like I don't want to compare it to Naruto necessarily, but like, because it's a weird comparison. But I like that she starts off as happy and optimistic, and by the point we're at now, she is still happy and optimistic, but she's a bit more battle hardened. She's a bit more like. Yeah, mature, and I so dig that, and I was so impressed with her character growth.
Yeah, no, our progression's great, and I think she's a great. Sloan will disagree with me on this. Sloan actually doesn't like Emma as a protagonist, but I think she's a great protagonist. Yeah. I can see why Sloan doesn't like her, but I think she's got a lot of growth. I think she's an awesome lead. I want to protect her. Must protect. Yeah, and also Ray. And all the kids, like there's and Dawn and Gilda and Norman.
Yeah, but like Dawn is another one who grew on me big time. Like, because I did not like Dawn at the start.
Yeah.
And Norman. When he kept showing I don't want to say anything, but damn it, like Norman killed me. Like everything about Norman kills me. I refuse to believe. I don't want to say, but like Norman is my son, and I will love him eternally. Norman.
I love Ray. I do love Ray. I love Ray. I love Ray a lot. I love Ray and how it's shocked by
the thing.
And I love the big reveal just at the end.
Yeah.
Just at the end. That one at the tree.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Love it.
What
so
the hell? That was such a good twist, and it makes so much sense. Like that's the thing about the show. It's suspense that makes so much sense.
So much, and it's so well done in the manga as well. Like how that's all brought together. And I remember just like my like heart falling out of my chest. Like, oh my god, I cannot believe this.
Yeah.
Reading up to then, it was just it's so well done. It's a good adaptation. It's not a bad adaptation. It's a good adaptation. It could have been a better adaptation. However, great director, good team. Some great animators, and it was really good, and I would put up quite highly in my anime of the season. Obviously, I don't know what your number one is, but like it would rate quite high for me. Not number one. But it would
I think for me, I usually separate like returning shows from like second seasons or third seasons from like the new seasons. For me, I'd have to give it to Neverland because of that, just because I feel like all the other first seasons have been like sort of good, but not. They don't really touch Neverland.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, I'd say it's my anime of the season in terms of first seasons. Returning is still JoJo's because I'm biased on that. I admit that. It should be Mob by all accounts, but
you know what? I'll give you it. That's fine.
Yeah.
I guess mine would be Mob for continuing and all over best series, but for best, can I go with Run with the Wind?
You absolutely can. Yeah.
I'd go Run with the Wind, and then Kaguya-sama, and then Promise Neverland.
Ooh,
But
nice.
then
That's interesting.
Neverland would be much higher for me if I had read the manga.
Yeah.
But because I have, so to be that what's that word? To be that snooty manga reader. Oh, I've read the manga. I don't care. I know
Oh,
what's
the book
gonna
was
happen.
better.
The book was better. Yes, I like
Oh,
reading
yeah.
book.
See, this is why I'm nervous to start reading more manga, because I don't want. Every time I'm like, I should read that. I think of your video where I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't.
Yeah.
It's so weird. It's like what's happened with my new Shonen Jump subscription. Where I'm like, this is cool, but also when these things get animes, I'm so screwed.
Oh, sorry, I got rid of Ku. Wait. Oh no. I got rid of everybody. Oh no. Let me go back. Sorry. I got rid of everyone. Hang on. They're probably like, what just happened? There we go. And we're back.
Do it. You watched Adorable Food Goddess. What did you think?
This is the Donma series now, guys. You know, you thought that's going to be
Pack your shirts.
Damn it.
Damn it.
Sorry, I wanted to see if it's me or if it's Ku, but there's like a feedback that I'm hearing.
Oh, I'm not hearing anything.
I don't know if it might be me.
Well, it must be me then if I can't hear it. Shit, sorry.
No, it's not your fault. I was just like trying to see if I was trying to turn the see if I can maybe turn levels down or something. And then it totally got rid of Google, and I was like, oh no.
Oh no, I'm gone. I'm gone from my own chat.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh god. But do you
Chat, let us know your number one anime of the season. I want
Yeah.
to know what everyone's chat is. What their number one.
Yeah. While you're telling us that, I do want to kind of explain, because I didn't even really explain to my lovely co-hosts where I want to take this podcast. So,
Hey.
yeah. While you guys are telling us your favorite anime of the winter season, quick background on where I'm going to be taking this. I think I'm going to turn Isekai podcast into sort of like a weekly seasonal thing. That doesn't, but because of that, it means people won't be able to be here every week because people have busy schedules.
Yes,
But yeah, but yeah, so I think, yeah, I want to turn it into like a weekly seasonal thing, so we can be like, oh, this week I liked this show the most. This week I liked this show the most. Because I don't feel like there's any other podcasts that, at least that I'm aware of, that talks about like seasonal anime. So I was like, we'd be filling like a neat little void. But what I wanted to do was spend the first 30 minutes talking about like our favorites and least favorite shows from that week.
Mm-hmm.
Then spend maybe another 30 minutes talking about anime news from that week. So like, oh, like this show was announced. What do we think about that? This show got like a teaser trailer. What do we think about that? Or like, you know, yada yada. Probably not 30 minutes, maybe more like 20. And then spend the next like 30 minutes hanging out with chat, because I do want it to be sort of, I like the idea that Isekai podcast is like a chill sort of podcast. So I like the idea of spending like the first half talking about the shows that we like, maybe in the middle we talk about some news, and then the third half of the the third part of the show we just talk about what chat's most favorite things have been from that week.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
That sounds really fun until we start diving into things like whether we agree with or disagree with Vic Mangina.
I don't want to talk about that.
I know. That's why I just thought I'd bring it up, because you know, if we were doing like a discussion this week, that's what it would be about.
Oh, totally. I'd rather. That's a whole can of worms.
I'd rather not get into the controversy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's Evil says Sun and Moon.
Sun and Moon, yo.
His favorite anime. That's fair. It has good animation, believe it or not.
That's great animation. I'm gonna be so sad if they switch it around for like, well, they are gonna switch around obviously for like Shield and Sword, which is set in my hometown.
I was gonna say, but it's set in your place. Why?
It's set in the Galar region, which is where I'm from, where we've got Brexit and awful politicians, and also copyright law. Welcome to Galar.
Welcome to Gal. But like,
welcome to Galar, where you can't share memes, and where our economy is awful. But you know what? Got some alright Pokemon here. We
got some
sold
pretty-
them though from Galar. So
yeah, we got some pretty decent Pokemon, and I think a football minigame. I
and
don't know.
Because that's what we're known for. I swear, I hope there's a royal family. Like, if there isn't a royal family, I would be so gutted.
I think the
I
whole
think that's
story is going to
a
be.
very good idea for like an Elite Four thing if they have a royal family.
I want to fight Elizabeth. I want to
You
fight
have to
Elizabeth.
fight like a
That's such a
princess, a prince, and then the
Corgi.
king and queen.
That's such a good idea.
Welcome to Galar.
I'm so excited for because you know we're getting off topic here, but it's the end of the podcast anyway, so fine. I found Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon definitely improves things, but I found Sun and Moon to be kind of hit and miss.
Meh.
So yeah,
Not a fan.
I was like, yeah, I'm okay with it. Like it's not like I'm not the biggest fan. I thought Ultra Sun was a bit better, but remember how we were all like, man, I wish Game Freak would like really do like a deep story for Pokemon. I don't want that anymore. I really don't want that anymore. Because
I want them to do the freaky Pokemon that explains that humans are also related to Pokemon through evolution, because that would be fun.
That would be fun.
I want Birdkeeper Toby to write the next Pokemon game. Real talk. I'm not even kidding. It would be so good.
Great.
Yeah, it would be so good because that man knows his shit. Or you can let me write it, and it'll just be full of memes. But it can't be because it's set in Galar. So no memes in Galar, apparently.
Yeah, they hand it over to the Shin Megami Tensei people, and then you can use guns during Pokemon battles. That would be great.
Because the reason that I wasn't keen with Sun and Moon is because I felt like this... Maybe it would be improved if the story was better. Because to me, like, Sun and Moon story is more intrusive than anything else. Because I'm like, I just want to play Pokemon, and you're making me sit through conversations with How. Like... And I like How now, but I didn't at first.
Off topic, but on the same topic, is that because I'm Scottish, I keep getting requested to do the Scottish trainer.
Oh my god, I didn't even
feel
think
like
about that.
I'm not doing it on my channel, but on my Twitter when it comes out, I feel like I need to do something with it, with the Scottish trainer and my Scottish accent, and I play my accent down, believe it or not, in videos for the amount of people to tell me they can't actually understand me. But anyway, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't hurt me or anything.
Have you seen
you know?
the meme of like somebody did like a comic of the thing from Wreck-It Ralph where Merida's like talking but nobody understands?
It's so true. It's like me. It's like whenever I say stuff, and it's like, why do you think I include subtitles in my videos now? Just in case.
Just
Put them on. Put them on. You can't understand me. Put them on.
I desperately want I desperately want that to be canon. Where like the trainer for this game is like saying something and she's so excited, and then it cuts to like the other girl trainers from like other games, and they're like, "What did she say?"
That'd be honestly great.
It's like I don't know, just nod.
She's a Glasgow lass, so she's like really hard and ready to fight everything.
I am from Glasgow, so I'm ready. I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this. Ready to be in my region.
I felt bad because when I saw it, I was like, "The Shire," and everyone's like, "Shut up." That's what I thought right away. I'm like, "It's the Shire!" Oh my god! They're like, "No, you idiot! It's not
No,
the
it's
Shire."
not.
Exactly. I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
It's
But-
the UK upside down, kind of, sort of.
Is it upside down? I was
Kind of,
confused
sort of,
about.
It depends. It depends. It's upside down. If you watch Toby's video, it's upside down. No, not Toby's video. Twintendo's video. It's upside down and roundabout. So there's like lots of places, different places where almost like the map's been jumbled up a bit. But you can tell it's still meant to be the UK. I think. At least I'm gonna hold. I'm holding out as the UK basically. There's Scotland.
Well, it definitely is.
I think we
from
start in
the
Scotland.
landmark and stuff. You can tell it's like partly Scotland, partly England. No Ireland though.
There's
Well, I
a
suppose
wee
we're
bit of
weird.
Scotland in it, Evo. There's a wee bit of Scotland in it. You can see a wee bit of Scotland in it. More England, but there is a wee bit of Scotland.
Can we go to like the Scotland area and find out that like the Scotland area thinks all the England area is a bunch of tools?
That's how it
That's
works usually.
Yeah.
definitely how it's
Pretty
gonna
much
be.
just living here.
I'm just saying, like even the NPCs are just like those guys suck. Don't hang out with those guys.
I want it. Yeah,
Hey,
I can't wait. I can't wait
reason
to.
When the Romans got to Scotland, they said, "Fuck this" and built a wall.
I love. What is it? JH points out like Wales is just gone.
Yeah, Wales is gone. So is Ireland. Ireland's gone too, which is
Yeah.
a shame for Evo. Like Ireland's gone. Ireland's gone completely. So is Wales. There's a
Rip.
tiny bit of Scotland. I mean, it's not actually that much, to be fair. It's kind of mostly England, which feels like life living in the UK anyway. But What are you
They
gonna do?
probably didn't want to do any like huge surfing to get to Ireland, and the whole thing about Wales is just the names are just too long, man.
Well, maybe that'll be like
Pokemon's named Abergwynth Valleygush.
maybe they'll do what they should have done with X and Y and actually show the rest of Kalos, and you'll like surf over to like Ireland.
Maybe
I am.
maybe they'll bring that out as DLC.
Maybe.
In that frame of really difficult Welsh words, I actually had to cut together something that was in Wales the other day. I'm going to put in the chat what it is. I want to hear what you think, how you pronounce that. How do you pronounce that?
I'm nervous. What is it?
Estrid?
Estrad?
No. Estrid, did you say Estrid?
I said Estrid, yeah.
Ostrid.
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 That makes about as much sense as like Kingdom Hearts names.
Yeah, right?
Where it's like there's an X in it. What does that mean? Oh, it can mean whatever you want, whatever sound you
Yeah,
want.
exactly. Anyway, I find Welsh very funny in that way. So that's why Wales can't be in it. It's too confusing.
That's awesome.
Doesn't feel like they have vowels most of the time. It's just a whole bunch of W's and Y's.
But I think we'll end the stream there on that note.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, that was fun. We got to talk about winter anime, ended it with Pokemon, as it should be.
Perfect chat, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. But everybody, guys, go ahead and plug your channels if you'd like before we end. Because I haven't linked everybody because I wasn't sure who was going to come, so I'll do that at the end. Like, once the stream goes up, I'll have links to everybody. But yeah, go ahead and plug your own channels and such.
Cool, you go first.
If you're interested in Chinese animation, the actual Chinese cartoons, go check out my channel. I'll say hello in the chat. Hello.
And I totally recommend it because, like, my god, they never get covered enough. And Donghua is, like, way on its rise. And you should be watching some Donghua if you can, especially considering who just partnered with Funimation. So I think we're going to see more Donghua. So it's going to be pretty cool. So I think it's you should totally get in on it while it's happening. And also, their 3D animation is way better than Japanese 3D animation.
So much better.
Like unbelievably so. It's like why how can Japanese 3D animation be this bad when China's is like really good?
Exactly. It makes no sense. It's baffling.
So, man, really throws me off. No words, really. Guys, I'm Ayla. If you can understand my accent, anyone in the chat, then totally come follow my channel. I make anime videos on seasonal stuff, usually dead videos where I get dead emotional and passionate about anime that I really like. My next video is on a older anime, actually. Oh no, wait, it's not. My next video is on a Netflix anime, but the one after that is on a old anime that will be out on Thursday, the 4th of April. So if you can guess what anime I'll be covering, because it's a very special anime on that very special day. So yeah, that's going to be exciting, and I'm very much scared and nervous about it because I don't know how people will react to what I have to say. But what are you going to do?
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure people won't hate me for my opinions that they're about to hear.
What? What'd you say, Coop?
Is this the Netflix one that's coming out on the 4th?
No, the Netflix one doesn't matter. The Netflix one is a new Netflix anime, but the one after that's coming out on the 4th of April will be on an anime that is very popular, very popular, and we'll see what people think of my opinions on this very popular anime.
So you finally watched Dragon Ball Super.
How did you know?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Also.
It's me.
Also, because they're not here to plug their own channels, Sloan and Tony were here as well. They also have very stellar channels. I highly recommend. They are great. And but yeah, that was it for Isekai Podcast. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And until our next meeting, always remember, don't scary. Don't mock my ending.
Oh, I'll mock it.